we are back for another episode of Big Six Bants. It's another transfer roundup. Is my screen clear enough, man? I don't know if it's blurry. Is it blurry or is it clear?
No, it's clear still.
Yeah.
Let me 1 second. Let me wipe my thing.
Make sure it's cool. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure we start and get this to 10 likes straight away. Of course, big news. Tottenham have signed Bissouma. They've also signed.
It's not that big news, but we'll get into that.
And
not as big as our news, but
it's big news. I can't lie. It's big news. A midfield that was a very high value. If he does get past this case, if he gets through this case, then obviously.
No, why? What's with the quote marks?
Because obviously
he's on a case.
Yeah, it's a case, isn't it? I don't
think it's a case.
Wait.
Yeah, but man, they weren't saying it's a case when they were linked to them, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course not. But that's not my job to look into. It's not my job.
There we go. But nonetheless, as a player and as a signing, it's a statement signing, innit? It's a statement signing. By the way, big up Rums in the chat. Smash the likes, people. Road to 2K. You know what I'm saying? You already know.
Rums, man.
Pablo, as you said, big up the Big Six Bants family. Big up the panel. Hope everyone is good. Can't lie, I'm happy you're streaming, bro. It's been a few tough days. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? We're here making sure that, you've got us here. You know what I'm saying, Pablo? Making sure that you're happy.
Safe space in that.
For you, man. Safe space. What you need to say. You know what I'm saying? We're here for you, man. Laughs, giggles, and jokes. You already know what it is. Unfortunately, a few of the other Tottenham guys couldn't make it in. Callum, Sam, Patrick could be coming in at some point if he gets in on time. But yeah, for now, I guess it's an up watch. It's an Arsenal point of view on this sort of signing. Big up Rabbi says, "Well, go on." Also, what I want to say is that remember, guys, you can now become a member of the Big Six Bands community for as little as £3 a month. It would mean a lot. We want to try and get at least one new member every single video. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to do right now. Every single video, let's try and get one new member. So let's just increase the community video by video. You know what I'm saying? But just to start things off. Bissouma. Now, he was heavily linked with Arsenal last window. I think he would have been a midfielder that could have added to most Big Six teams, in my opinion. I could have used him. You guys could have used him. Tottenham definitely could have used him. And yeah, I think even he could have even maybe come in and play a utility role at City. Man United would probably dying for a man like that to have in their midfield. Oh yeah, Man United would take anyone, to be honest. They'll take me in midfield if I'm honest. So it's just that, innit? But yeah, man. As Arsenal fans, how do you honestly feel about this signing? Because it kind of just come out of nowhere. There weren't really no links. It's just kind of Fabrizio just kind of dropped it on everyone. It's like, yeah, man. Tottenham signing Bissouma, like 25 mil was all still.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't happy in it. Like not because of the fact that I wanted him at Arsenal, because I don't think we need them anymore. Before we did need him, but now because we're linked to Tielemans, we've got Partey, we've got Xhaka. I know Bissouma's better than Xhaka and whatnot, but we've got.
We even have El Neni to a new contract as well. As another
option. So I don't really necessarily need him. It would have been a good addition, yes, but I don't need him. So Tottenham getting him, it didn't really affect me in any way. I was just annoyed at the fact that Tottenham got him because he's still a quality player. Let's just be real. A quality player, and like Monster said, he gets into most teams midfield in the league. So therefore,
at least as the backup, if not starting, he defo the first sub like for the.
Oh yeah, 100%. They'll start it.
Defo a good addition.
He'll be the main starter for Tottenham because he's better.
Yeah, 100%.
Højbjerg starts every game. So yeah, he'll win into Tottenham's team.
What's even more annoying is that he suits Tottenham's system more than ours, in the sense that Tottenham play with like industrial midfielders. They don't have that. Like, not to say their midfielders can't create, but they don't have a creative midfielder anymore. They used to have it in Dele Alli and Ericsson and them, man, but they don't have that anymore. Now they have guys that can kind of do a bit of both. Maybe not so much attacking, because they leave the attacking to the Sons, now Kulusevski and Kane, but they have midfielders that work. They've always had that. Bentancur's a worker. Højbjerg's obviously a worker. Skip. And now Bissouma, like, they've got it suits their system, and that's why I'm hot. For Arsenal, I'm not like, oh my days, why didn't you get him kind of thing. Like it kind of echoing what Keir said. We didn't really like. It's not mad if we didn't get him. I think if we sold Xhaka, we probably would have been more in for him than we were.
Yeah.
But the fact that we couldn't sell Xhaka and we've tied Elneny down to a new contract, and we obviously have Partey, it'll be 4 players for the same position. And what would be the point in signing Elneny to a new contract? So I think they've seen it as we can strengthen or spend more. There's not excuses. Like, you've got a good signing.
No, he would have been an upgrade on every single midfielder you have.
And
So,
not Partey. He's not better than Partey. He's not better than Partey.
But he's more useful than Partey because he plays more
No,
games.
he's
Like,
not.
the drop off
No, he's
between
not
Partey and Bissouma is not a lot.
Yeah, but it's not.
He's not
And you know,
when Partey's fit, he's not starting.
Man, they're telling
When
me,
Partey's fit, he's not starting.
Bissouma Partey's Bissouma on his best day, but
What?
Bissouma's
Bro,
Bissouma.
what are you talking about, G?
As in,
No one said that.
Partey. But what we're saying is that Bissouma will give
Partey
you...
on an Av day. Partey on an Av day. Not when he's
not
cooking like he wasn't. Not when he... No, because he can't... Tell me times... No, listen. If Partey's balling out like he was against City, Bissouma's not close. Let's get that straight. But that's my point. Bissouma can't cook to that level. He can't cook to that level.
Most times, bro. He's battered Chelsea home and away. He battered you, man. He gave us trouble. We drew it Brighton. He battered Tottenham.
Yeah.
He's a quality player, bro.
I'm not saying he's a bad player, but my point is that, like I said, we can't sell Xhaka. Let's look at it from their point of view, not ours, because I would want all these players that we're linked to, you know, the Tillemans. I'll take Tillemans, Rafinha, Jesus, all these players, because I want them in my team. But let's look at it realistically, bro. If we need to strengthen, we need to get strikers for starters. Guarantee we need to get strikers. So that's going to cost us, 50 mil for Jesus, and maybe we've got Eddie now, but maybe another striker. Yeah, cool. We need a midfielder. We've now just got one. Bissouma, right? He don't fit, like, he fits the system, but he don't at the same time. Because he don't.
He fits, brother. He plays DM. He plays 8.
He plays 8.
He can do.
The guy is press resistant. He brings the ball forward. He can play the ball.
No, stop this press resistant thing. Like, no, he can't do that. No, he can't do the ball through the lines.
He's got range at passing.
How about this? He's got a little long shot on him.
Yeah,
he's got a shot. All right, fair enough. I'll hear that. I'll hear that, but I'm not hearing between the line passes. That's what I'm not hearing.
Right, that's a stretch. But he's got the range of passing.
He doesn't need to pass between the lines. He doesn't need to do that. At the end of the day, the drop off between Partey and Bissouma is not very big. But the difference is, Bissouma will give you 35 games. Partey will not give you 35 games.
It's not Harry. We don't need
between
Partey,
Xhaka,
is Elneny is the next midfielder.
No, it's not.
And no, it's not. It's Xhaka. But Elneny and if Tillemans comes, Tillemans can definitely.
We're not going to talk about man you don't have. What I'm saying is that at the end of the
we're strongly linked, bro.
That's here all day, fam.
Brother, at the end of the day, once it goes Xhaka and Partey, the next man in there is Mohamed Elneny, bro.
No, it's not, bro. Because if we're signing Tillemans, bro.
No. Let's not stop talking about man that are not in your Arsenal shirt.
Okay, cool.
As it stands, it's Elneny. No, it'll be Xhaka. It'll be Xhaka. Because Xhaka can play DM.
No. He's talking about
if you're doing as it's
8 or DM, either way.
If we're doing as it stands, Bissouma's
Matteo, we got a new player. Matteo, we just got a new player.
What, the Brazilian? He's a winger.
He's also a cam.
No, but he can also come into the midfield. You've definitely seen that. He can definitely play left centre mid. He can definitely play 8. Montel, stop it, bro. Look at the spaces he picks up. He can play 8, bro.
This as it stands thing's stupid because as it stands, Bissouma's not even a Tottenham player.
No,
so we're not gonna do that.
I've got to here we go.
I don't care about here we go. When
has a here we go ever flopped?
Has your account on Twitter posted it?
No,
Huh?
not yet.
So therefore, he's not a Tottenham player as it
Rich is
stands.
the most reliable
As it
source out there when
stands.
it comes to him.
Yeah,
Everyone knows.
no, as it
When you get
stands, it's not.
When
No,
you
but
get here, you go
as
from
it stands,
Fabrizio, the deal's
As it
done.
stands, he's
The
not.
medical's done. The contract's agreed. It's
Hold
signed.
on.
as it
It's just
stands,
Tell your club to
as it
announce it.
stands.
Bissouma.
Tell your club to announce it hard.
Yeah,
Or read it.
it'll be signed. Don't worry.
Until then, I don't want to hear that he's a Tottenham player
I'm
because of
upset.
human logic.
Piers, we're not going to do that because the video itself.
No, that's what you said. That's what you said.
Hey, you know what I love the most as well? The most what I love the most is I got a 50M player for 25Ms. Daniel Levy.
No, pick you up. Big business.
That's great, bro. We're
Quality.
proud.
Quality.
And we're doing the same with
That's a
Tottenham.
good signing.
Only 25. 25.
I knew you
Killing
were
them
going to
down.
come in here.
Montel, so what do you...
Tielemans
Alright,
ain't
Montel,
shit.
no, you wanted us to come in here and get mad. Montel,
No,
I'm not
I'm not
mad.
talking about getting mad. I said you lot have come in here and you're downplaying the thing heavy.
No, we're not
How am I
downplaying.
downplaying? Montel, I'm being genuine, bro.
It's a hard
That's
signing.
a hard signing, bro.
That's what's
Montel,
scary.
I would want him in. Montel, I would want him in my team. I
But we
want
don't
him.
need
Don't
him.
get me wrong. I want him. But now looking back at the whole picture, do I need him? Is he a
No.
priority? No,
Do not.
he's not.
So, like,
If we're
Tielemans
honest,
a
he's not.
priority for you, man.
No,
Yes.
a DM, a Bissouma is not a
If
priority.
you are outside the top four, any signing that is an upgrade on what you
No,
have
Montel, yes, of course, Montel. But I don't have the money. Montel, I didn't make champs, so I don't have the money to just go and buy bare players.
You have the money. You have 25 M's to go grab Bissouma, bro. You have 25 M's.
Montel, yes,
That's
Montel, but
fair.
not if I'm trying to get Rafinha, if I'm trying to get Tielemans, if I'm trying to get Jesus. That's the 150 M's right there, bro.
Rafinha is not a priority, bro. You have Saka.
Montel, so Saka and who? Saka and who?
Saka and Pepe.
Pepe's getting
No,
told.
Montel, it's not Pepe anymore. We've seen we know the Pepe
your new
change
player that
over.
you
Like,
actually
come
signed.
on.
Your new player that you actually signed can play right wing, by the way. How do you know
Hold
he's
on a
playing right
minute.
wing?
Hold on a minute.
You
Hold on
can
a
play
minute.
8-2.
Hold
You
on
can
a
play
minute.
8-2.
Hold on a minute.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Welcome to the stream,
Patrick.
Tyrant. Obviously, I can't even lie. Like, I had a couple Arsenal fans talking some serious pop. So
What's
I
been
kind
going
of,
on?
I kind of need you to I kind of need you to sorry man.
What? Fam? I don't understand what Mott's is doing.
Yeah, Montel, what have I said that's cap?
No. You man are chatting serious pop. I can't even lie.
How?
Bro, what are you talking about, G?
So yeah,
What are your
maybe
what are your
Patrick,
opinions?
maybe you can come and talk sense, man. Because
Yeah,
Give me a rundown. What's
Oh,
been said, or just quickly, what have you lot discussed?
Patrick, they acting like they're not jealous, brother.
Why would we be jealous?
They're doing it on the grand scheme of things.
We don't
need him.
Why would we need Bissouma? We're about to get Tielemans. You got Partey, Xhaka.
Okay, all right, let's take it back then. Okay, Bissouma, outside of the top six, Bissouma was the best performing number 6, number 8, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
We said that.
I agree.
That's no, it was. The stats even say. I mean, even your eyes can tell you this, but even like all the stats back this up. Yeah. Declan Rice and Bissouma are the best performing number 6s and number 8s outside of the top 6.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a bit of controversy surrounding Bissouma with everything that was going on. So I feel a lot of clubs didn't really pursue him the way he would have been pursued if that wasn't surrounding him. But the guy's quality beyond belief. And I heard when I was backstage about Partey. Partey is good on his day. But how many days has he had since he's arrived at Arsenal? Not many. And he's always injured as well. He's not reliable. Down the stretch, when you lot needed him the most, as in last season, crunch time, the last 6 or 8 games, the guy was in fucking hospital, as always. He's not reliable when you need him. Xhaka is crap. As much as you lot try and dress it up, he's not good enough. You lot all know that. So Bissouma would have been a massive upgrade for a club like Arsenal.
I tried telling you, man, not listening.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to hear that.
There's no other way to dress it up, especially at that price.
Patrick, I agree.
It's a no-brainer.
I agree. It would have been a massive upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I was in the champs, I would have got Bissouma. Let's be very clear.
Why'd you have to be
We
in
would have got
Champions League?
Bissouma.
Arsenal,
because my point is, we would have had more money. We need to be smart, right? If we want to get, we definitely in for Tielemans and Jesus. Rafinha, we can say we don't need him. We're not really in for. That's 100 M's on 2 players right there, right? How much do you think we realistically have to spend? What, between 120 to 150 M's?
Casey,
I don't know.
How much do you think you're buying Tielemans for, by the way?
That's
between 45 and 50 M's, more than
you're spending
25.
how much on
I'm
Tielemans?
hearing 20. I'm hearing 25.
Yeah, it's 20. It's like 20 M's, by the way.
Yeah,
No
it's
way.
about that. It will
Not
be
20
about that.
20 M's.
He's going for
But
dirt.
that money excuse, I don't want to hear it anymore.
All right, so 20. All right, fair enough. I thought it was like 40, 50 still. I can't
Nah,
lie.
no way.
But
He's
20
not
M's.
got that long left on his contract, and it's clear he's not going to sign a new contract with Leicester.
Yeah,
So they have to get rid of him now. Otherwise, they end up doing what Man United did with Pogba, and they just end up walking. So they don't want to do that. I don't know. This new kid that you've got and Tielemans, they're meant to allegedly play together. We'll have to see how Arsenal do, because it might end up being a smokescreen, and you might end up just going with this new kid and not Tielemans, which then would be a massive bummer for you guys.
That's when we look back on Bissouma and say maybe that's a problem. But if I feel like if we get the people that we're linked to, I don't see not getting Bissouma as like a mad problem.
This is what I'm saying. Once is cheeky as well. If anything, once you need him more than we do. You man haven't got that many midfielders that can do it.
Bissouma, nah, Liverpool don't need Bissouma. Come on. Shout out Husam, because he even gave me the rundown on Twitter. He went through all your midfielders, and there was about one quality player there. Thiago's injury prone. Nah, this is cap. This is cap.
Fabinho's world class, yes. Thiago's injury prone, just that party, as you want to say. Who else you got there? Chamberlain, not good enough.
Yeah.
To play Harvey Elliott, not ready. Who else you got? Curtis Jones, not good enough.
Henderson was all right. Curtis Jones is a bit.
Naby Keita and my captain.
You wanted Naby Keita gone. I'm seeing better Liverpool.
No. You definitely need
You need another midfielder.
Hold on. I'm talking from my standards, from a Liverpool standard, bro. My standard and your standard is not the same.
Yeah, I know, but you will take Bissouma, no?
I said 100% I'll take Bissouma.
So why are you not angry?
We said
at the start of the video.
We said Bissouma walks into your team.
He does.
I wouldn't say he walks into
Nah, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Why not?
He could take over from a Jordan Henderson, 100%.
You know, he takes over now. He's better than Henderson, bro.
I don't know about this, I don't know. Even though I rate Bissouma and I'm happy we got him, I don't think he walks straight into Liverpool's team. Liverpool have options. Don't get it twisted. They've got Fabinho, they've got Keita, they've got Henderson, and they've also got Thiago. Thiago played more games than Partey. If I'm wrong, I hold my hands up. I believe he played more than Partey. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Bissouma's great for Tottenham, Arsenal, even Chelsea, because Chelsea do have a few problems in that middle. But I don't know about Liverpool. I think it's a bit of a stretch.
But that's not the point. What we're not going to do is deflect. Like we're not going to deflect. What we're going to say is that you were linked to him, you needed him, and you. And when I say
we didn't need him, bro.
I think you need an upgrade in your midfield, because once it goes Partey and Xhaka, Partey is not fit, and then you'll drop off, and then your next one is your name.
Priority.
But he's not getting it, Case. It's the priority is the key word, bro.
A striker is the number one priority. Can we all agree? Yeah,
100%.
We need a striker, right? So that's number one. Then we have, like you said, we have no backup to Saka. He doesn't play Pepe. So let's not say I have Pepe. He's had him the whole season. He's been fit. He doesn't play him. So he doesn't fancy him, bro. So I need another winger. He's not going to play Pepe the next season all of a sudden. So I need another winger. That's number two. So that's more of a priority, because if Saka gets injured, we're screwed. So we need another winger.
If Partey gets injured, you're screwed. If Partey gets injured,
wait, I'm getting to that. Right?
Don't forget we got Lokonga as well.
Oh, cool.
I'm not saying he's the greatest, but he can fit in.
Montel, these men are all Montel. When I say we have a plethora of players that can play this one position, I'm not saying any of them are of quality of Bissouma. None of them are, besides Partey. None of them are. I can agree. But to say that he's a priority over others is a lie. I have four players.
Straight man.
What's the bigger priority then? What's the bigger priority?
Just named it, bro. Jesus, winger, backup, left back. This list goes on, bro.
Yeah, you definitely need a better left back.
My point is, it's not even a thing where to say that even like I need him or City need him or whoever needs him. I'm saying he fits like a glove to most.
He does.
Yeah. But we don't need him in the team.
Like, but for you to say that you don't need him, I think, as I said, obviously you have different priorities in different parts of the pitch, but midfield is certainly one of them.
I'm talking from the club, like as if I'm not talking as a fan. As a fan, I want Bissouma, but
I'm thinking for the club and what they're doing and what's going on.
Yeah, you know what's actually funny.
If we get the rest.
You know what's funny? You lot remind me of us lot back in 15, 16, 17, where we were kind of taking the stance where the club, we don't need this. Like Monster said, every club needs depth. And this is the problem where you lot are going to fall into, where your starting 11 is good, don't get me wrong. But then when someone gets injured, i.e. when Partey's out or when Tierney's out, your quality drops off a cliff. You've got Lokonga. You've got, I don't know who you play left back. You play Cedric there sometimes, Xhaka there. Tomiyasu has to switch and play on. Like, the quality from your starting 11 to your backups is so bad. So you do need a Bissouma. You do need these guys. And it's not like, of course, in an ideal world, you get everyone. I know you can't do that, but definitely you need them, man. If you want to challenge and get into the top 4 and do what you need to do, you need quality in all areas. So you do need
I remember for me, it's the drop-off from Partey and Xhaka, who I actually don't think Xhaka is as bad as everyone says. But it's the drop-off from Xhaka, Partey to El Neni.
Exactly, El Neni, Lokonga,
missing out the fact that we're strongly linked to Tillemans. You might
El Neni as well. Give me El Neni prop, I dare you. Give me El
Neni. You know what's funny? When you man keep saying, we didn't need him, this, that. It's funny because when you man were linked to him last year, I was shook. I remember Bissouma was heavily linked with Arsenal.
We were all,
everyone thought he was going Arsenal. Everyone thought he was going Arsenal.
Yeah. Partey, Bissouma just sitting and then Odegaard free to do whatever.
Yeah, that's mad.
There's a few comments I want to get to in it. So obviously, Wasson2 says, Liverpool fan here, Henderson is overrated. Give me Bissouma over.
Thank you. This is what I'm saying.
ASAP. Gio says, big up Gio, by the way. He says, no, we needed him. Not gonna lie, as an Arsenal fan, Partey is too injury prone.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said when I come in. First thing
I agree. He is injury prone.
So and that's what I'm saying. I think Partey on this day is better than Bissouma. However, Bissouma is going to give you 35 games of good performances, where Partey, as good as he is only going to give you about 6 good performances in the season. And we don't know how he's going to hear the rest of it.
When he said 6, it's definitely not as low as that.
You know what? I'm not even trying to be controversial, but
since count your hands how many good games Partey had last.
That's what I was about to say. Since he's been in the Premier League, I've not seen Partey having great games. Yeah, he's had 1 or 2 good games, but the Atletico Madrid Partey, I haven't seen that in an Arsenal shirt. So I'm not even sure. I'm not even trying to like cap or whatever. I just haven't seen that same athletic, dynamic Partey we saw at Atletico Madrid. I ain't really seen it here.
Yeah, there's definitely a drop off. That's not a definitely a drop off, 100%. But I just don't think he's been as bad as what people make it out to be.
No, he's a good player. He's a good player, but he's just always injured. Like, even in the Tottenham game, that was classic. 2-0 down, and my man's fucking walking into the half of him. Arteta's pushing him on. That was just like, that was him in a nutshell. In the big games, he's just not there.
Yeah, he needs to sort that out. He does, because I'm starting to get annoyed with it myself.
Patrick, question for you.
I hear it.
With the whole new midfielder thing, I've seen a lot of things on Twitter as well. Yeah. What do you feel like our best midfield pair is? And do you think it's obvious? Yeah.
Well, right now, or with Bissouma coming in?
With Bissouma, with Bissouma.
It would definitely be Bentancur and Bissouma. So you'll have obviously that bit of silk and quality that Bentancur can do, breaking the press and breaking the lines, and then obviously Bissouma will just be sweeping up. Bissouma's essentially an upgraded Højbjerg. I like Højbjerg. I like his industry and I like what he does, but he's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? He's good for depth, but
I'm glad you can agree.
Right against a year. So yeah, man. But you know what? And I see some of the comments. I think people are like, people don't understand or appreciate how good Henderson is. And it took me a while to understand this as well. I'm not saying Henderson's a fantastic player, but what he brings you, I don't know if like Henderson is Liverpool's captain for a reason. Yeah, Liverpool are a top team. They could go out. He can go out and they can go out and get anyone. But Klopp is one of the best managers in the world. If he really wanted to replace Henderson, he'd be gone in an instant. So you got to also appreciate what he brings to the team.
Yeah, he brings the energy and
Patrick. That's about it. I'm not gonna go on like Henderson's gonna drop his shoulder and do the mad thing in it. Henderson is a steady footballer with good. He's very obviously. Don't get me wrong. His game intelligence, because he's at Liverpool, is elite. And I think he's a great passer, and on his day can be a good tackler, especially when he feels in the 6th role. However, I'm not gonna act like he's one of the best football players around, because he's not. 100. But what he brings systematically is world class. But he's not a world class footballer. Systematically, in terms of following instructions and doing what needs to be done in the simple things, That is what he brings, why he's Liverpool captain, and that is of a world-class standard, and you can't
You saying
replace
that.
that.
Soldier.
So following
Yeah, 100%.
this,
But
that's
obviously,
literally
but is Bissouma a better footballer than Henderson? Absolutely.
1,000,000%.
Absolutely. But do you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't. But at the end of the day, high game IQ, you gotta have that. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to have discipline. And obviously, there are certain things that go over midfield, and that's why I think obviously Henderson is not as replaceable as everyone thinks. It's not a game of FIFA. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a game of FIFA. It's about
But can that not get installed into Bissouma's brain by Klopp to try and be like that?
No, because when Virgil's captain, you see the difference as well. See the difference easily.
Hendo in that guy. I'm not saying he's that guy. I'm just saying that people need to respect what he brings to the table. And a team like Liverpool, they could replace him in a heartbeat if they wanted to. But the fact that he's still there after all these years,
you got to remember,
his own story.
Patrick, teams cry out for a captain, you know. All the top teams, even the teams trying to become top teams, they are crying out for a captain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we do need a captain still.
Well, what do you not think about Odegaard being captain?
I'm not really feeling it. I'm not gonna lie.
Every time he wants to say something, he does this. Every time he plays a free ball. Come on, lads.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I know he's captain for Norway in that. I know he's Norwegian captain, but
that's so different, isn't it?
That's the shout
it's different. It's different.
That a lot of Arsenal fans are saying that Odegaard should be your captain. I don't know. That's the thing for me. You lot don't have a natural leader. I know Xhaka is the same, but Xhaka's not good enough to be your captain. Do you know what I mean?
I think Ramsdale maybe with time. I don't know.
Yeah, with time, maybe
too early for him.
Gabriel with time. I think I'm probably going to give it to Gabriel now.
I think he's a bit too hot-headed.
It's just the English. It's the English barrier. I'm not really. I don't know. When he gets that pattern, then maybe.
What do you think about Tierney?
Yeah,
it's just too injured. He would be perfect if he was available for at least 30 games a season. You need your captain to play at least 30 games. Do you know what I mean? And Tierney ain't going to give you that.
Yeah.
So, all right. No cap. Have any of you lot seen this new kid play?
Who's that?
The one that you guys,
exactly.
No,
I haven't.
I've only seen. I saw one game.
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw a Liverpool game. He played against the Liverpool game
against Liverpool.
Last
season.
You.
You got
when he really twisted up Robertson.
Who did he play for?
You know that one.
Porto. Who did he play for? Porto.
Oh, you're talking about Vieira. Vieira. No, Vieira. Vieira is hard.
Yeah,
Vieira is hard. He is a big baller. Kids, don't act like I didn't just put you on.
Yeah, no, you did. 100%.
He's a big baller, bro.
Okay. I haven't seen him play. I haven't seen him play.
We've got six goals, 14 assists.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what he's on next season. It's going to be a weird one.
Not bad.
But
I'm interested.
That's the same. Bring me in.
He's very much. He's not even like. I would say he's like Odegaard, but he's not. He's just not like.
He's Odegaard of GAG. He's Odegaard of GAG.
Yeah, like bro, he shoots way more than Odegaard. Way more. But then I could say that's the league, but not really. And bro, his passing. Oh my days.
Yeah.
His passing looks mad. I would say that.
Okay.
He's giving me Bruno vibes.
I have to see.
So
do you think? Sorry, go on.
By the way, people, get housekeeping. Make sure we smash the like. We're on 23. Hold on, Casey. We're on 23 likes right now. We're on 23 likes. Make sure we smash the like. And remember, you can now become a Big Six Bands member for as little as £3. As I said, priority comments, shout outs every single video. Obviously, there's higher tiers of the Big Six Bands membership, which you guys can obviously go and see for yourself. I'll dash a link in there now. But every single video, we want at least one new member to increase this fantastic community, because this is the best crowd in the game, I believe. Do you know what I'm saying? So big up to the 18 people that are in here, and make sure we are smashing the like. Make sure we get to 30. I want to get to 30 likes in the next 3 minutes. I mean, 24 likes now. I want to get to 30 likes. So let's make that happen.
Does Vieira get into the starting 11? Does he start alongside? Well, yeah. What is your starting 11?
I don't know where he's gonna. That's what I'm saying. I'm intrigued because I don't know how Mikel is gonna work this out. Whether he's gonna play him in the 8 and not sign Tielemans, or whether he's gonna play him wing and bench Saka. Well, I don't really know. If I'm honest,
I think he can play left wing, bro.
Yeah, he can even play on the left. But
then what happens to Martinelli?
That's the thing, and Smith Rowe.
No, but then Martinelli's not going to play he's not ready to play every game.
Yeah, but then even Smith Rowe, you're thinking you don't need 3 guys in that position.
But Smith Rowe can also play the midfield.
Only the 10 role though. Only 10. He can't play 8.
Yeah. Odegaard's not going to play every game, or he's going to get subbed.
Yeah,
and we have Europa League.
There's options.
That's
Europa League.
confused me a
We
lot
need
just
that.
because
We
I don't
need these
feel
players
like
for that
you
as well.
really need him, fam. There's so many other positions to address. Like I feel like you've
I
got
agree.
him
Unless
for bargain price.
defense-
He's 22, he's looking hard, but it's like
But he's another
you're
Bruno. Like
grabbing him
you said.
before you've got a striker, before you got a centre mid.
I think Jesus is done, in my opinion.
I think Jesus is done. If I'm honest.
In my opinion. We're just waiting. It's a waiting game. Yeah, it's a waiting game.
Let me run through the rest of these comments, and I want to actually get back to Tottenham because this is about Tottenham right now. And I don't want to talk about
Arsenal, cool.
mid-table shenanigans.
What do you mean mid-table?
I'm taking the piss. Don't bite. I'm taking the piss. Vieira is a baller still. Big up Roms, by the way, and go subscribe to Saint LFC TV.
Yes, Roms.
Make sure you go and do that. Vieira is a baller still, but the Prem is still a whole different ball game. We got to have that same energy for Nunes, Roms. Have that same energy for the guy we just signed for 100 M's. Or 100 euros, 80 M's,
same league.
Yep. Get it. Have the same damn energy. That's all I'm going to say with that one. Smash the like, people. Shout out to Arsenal signing that Munchkin from the Wizard of Oz. Do not kill me. Haterade, though, because as a United fan,
that's definitely Haterade, 100%.
Yeah, Vieira is serious blood, pure talent. I think he got 7 goals, 6 assists in 31 games. Yeah, he's a big baller. I wanted him. Can't lie. Too much faith in Portuguese league production. Yeah, I hear it. Big up Luca AFC as well. Make sure you go subscribe to him.
Rums, I've been waiting.
I don't want Vieira. He's crap. Seeing him play, his physicality is a weakness. I want to say, that's harsh. That's harsh. It's harsh.
It is going to be a problem, though, bro. My man's light.
I see. Man
are saying my man's light, but bro, if you're good enough and you keep the ball,
Bernardo Silva's
man don't need to be bulky to play in the Prem.
But like we said, like Bernardo Silva, he took a year to like kick on. You know what I'm saying?
I think if you protect your players with your quality, that's what I say. Protect your players.
All right, cool. Let me tell you from now, I'm not expecting this brother to come in and go and repeat what he's done. It's not that. Let's be clear.
You're not good enough for that. The team's not good enough around him for that.
What?
The team is not good enough for a man like him to come in and shine. It's not good enough.
Why not?
For obvious reasons. You need more quality.
If I go and get
Jesus, all my attack. Tillemans, Party, still not good enough.
Bro, unfortunately, like this is just it with you, man, isn't it? Like I'm not saying that you man aren't good enough, but on the standard that you're currently at, you can't have a man that's 22 and come in and just hit the ground running unless he's unbelievable, bro. Like your playing style will not allow a man to flourish off a risk. Maybe 1 in 10, but that's just the way it is. I think it's difficult, bro. It's difficult.
And again, I don't want to be too thing, but if he comes into like Tottenham and you got Son and Kane, like obviously 2 like world-class strikers that are in their prime. It makes a big difference where you got Saka, who's great, but he's still finding his feet. Martinelli is great. He's still finding his feet. Odegaard is still young and quite raw as well at times. Smith Rowe is still very raw. It's a big difference, man. Hence why you fell off at the end of the season, because too many kids. There's no like, if you had someone that was 28, 29 and it was a baller around those guys, they would look so much better. Do you know what I mean?
I hear that.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
That's what that's the new intro, innit? Like, so whenever someone jumps in the stream, it's just that's just the new intro, innit? But sorry, carry on, bro.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm echoing a bit, but yeah, that's why it's going to be difficult. To be fair, it's hard for me to say I ain't seen him play. I'm not gonna sit here. I hate people that as soon as someone signs or they hear they act like they've seen him play 10 times, 20 times, all this shit. I don't know the guy, I've never seen him play. Obviously, he comes with good credentials, so it's a good signing, but he's young, he needs to acclimatize. Arsenal still finding their feet. If you bring in like 3 or 4 players and they're all coming into the starting lineup, the whole team then still has to get ready and gel and all of that, and that takes time in itself. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If you guys get Jesus, Tillemans, and him, that's 3 players already. It's a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take time.
With Jesus, I feel like he'll be the quickest.
Yeah.
Based off not even the link to Mikel and him, but more that he's the most experienced out of the 3 signings.
Yeah, 100%.
So
he's from the Premier League as well. He knows the league.
I feel like he will
kick on there as well.
Yeah.
And then Tillemans, I think, will follow after because he knows how Arsenal plays. He's seen us play. He knows what he's coming into. Vieira guy, I think he's gonna have time to like embed into the team. I don't feel like he's going to have that much pressure, especially in Prem games. I don't think we need him immediately for the Prem. I feel like you can get his Europa League starts, his cup game starts, and start there, get a couple sub appearances. I don't think he needs to start in the starting 11 if we go and get the rest of the players. I can't lie.
Microphone checker. Is it working?
Yeah.
You can hear you.
How? Yeah. Blessed for having me on. I've just done an hour-long watch-along for Love Island with Matisse. Jones.
Oh fucking hell! You lot are doing Love Island. Jesus.
Me and Matisse are doing it. Look. So me and Matisse have been kind of like playing with it a little bit, but not really. And then tonight we're invested, fully invested. Hook, line, sinker. Well, she's not even my type, but my God, that girl's aura. I'm on it.
Who?
Ekin Su.
Bruv.
Hey,
don't put me off her with that. That might be the one thing that might put me off her if you keep doing that.
When my man did Ekin Su and sued in the Villa,
Oh, they actually did that in the Villa, yeah?
He literally went.
They look like that type. Some of them look like that.
Okay.
So how old's that Vieira?
Oh yeah, he just turned 22.
Yeah. Good age.
Yeah, it's a good age.
It's a special. It's a funny one, because I just heard you saying about him, like they might bed him in a bit. Sometimes they don't. Yeah, sometimes. And if Arteta really rates him, don't be surprised. I had this conversation earlier about Haaland, saying don't be surprised if he's holding bench a little bit. Everyone thinks he's going to first game Haaland. It might not. Arteta wants to be Pep in it, and I don't know.
Bro, Pep with a little bit more VO5, bro. Come on, man. You know what it is.
A
little bit more VO5.
No, but I'll take that control. If he can.
No. Board managers do it better. Board managers do it better. I'll be real. Board managers just do it. They just do it better.
I say board managers.
Board managers, bros.
I mean,
get the managers just do it.
Sean.
Oh, actually, I can't say that because the United fans will start getting. But let's get back to Spurs quickly for a second.
Go on. No,
I'll finish up and then we'll get on to Spurs.
Yeah, now let Daps land. Daps.
Now, I was just going to say, listen, I think just as I was about to join, you lot were saying that you think the Arsenal thing's done. I agree. I think him and Arsenal is as good as done weeks ago. Yeah, it's just like it's the same as I've heard City being linked with De Jong. It's just to try and force it through. I don't think Jesus would go to Spurs because I think if he looks at Spurs, like Patrick was saying, he's not a guaranteed starter there. Like he really isn't. And the reason why, you have to remember, when a player has a year left on their contract, often they're like, do you know what? I'll wait, and I'll take the whole thing myself. Like Sterling will probably do, because Sterling is nailed on to start for England in the World Cup. I feel like Jesus is more eager to play. He's more eager to play, more eager to cement his place in that Brazil team. And if you go to Spurs, if you're being honest, Spurs' front three is one of the best in the world at the moment. Like, he can't go there with chest thinking he's going to break in there. And that's no disrespect to Arsenal. I think he goes Arsenal. And I honestly think... I've been from the minute this has started, and I've done several streams with Arsenal channels, and I've been talking about Jesus, and I've been talking about Zinchenko. I know Zinchenko.
I want that brother as well.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, because some of Arsenal's fan base were like, "No, are you mad? You're getting two players in one with that guy."
Yeah,
that guy will bleed your club for you. Like that's the one thing.
I rate him.
That's why we on a show, me and another couple of City fans were saying we don't want him to go, because every summer this happens, and every summer he says, no, I want to stay and fight for my place. That's all you want. If you've got a player that's saying they will stay and fight. But with Jesus, my favourite sides of Jesus is the fact that he is one of the best leaders of the press in Premier League from the front. Yeah. Pep leaves him out of games before we play Liverpool. So he starts against Liverpool. There's a reason. If you're picking a player, he trusts in him. He's been in the Premier League 4 or 5 years. We've never heard a moan out of him, right? And he is a young Brazilian. That's quite rare. Like, he never moans about not being the first. He's just... But I think he goes to Arsenal, or the other one would have been Chelsea. You play him through the middle and he surprises a lot of people with the number of goals he scores.
Like I said that as well. I said people were sleeping on his goal scoring record.
I don't know about the natural finishing, you know. I know he bagged a few goals at the end of last season, but
forget end of last season. Jump back. Go back to when he first joined us, right? And he joined us in January, and Sane hadn't been starting much. It was like, and then all of a sudden he arrived, and it was boom. Sterling, Jesus, Sane, or Sane, Sterling, Jesus. Jesus scored 9 in 11, right? Because instantly he came in, Aguero was dropped, and he was playing through the middle, and the manager showed confidence in him. He then got injured, and he lost a lot of confidence. And then since then, he's never really, Aguero kind of had shown he can drop back and whatever else. And then he never really became our out-and-out number 9. And he said himself, he puts a lot of pressure on himself. I just think if he goes somewhere like Arsenal, when Arteta says, boom, you're our number 9, right?
That's it.
I'm not saying it will happen. It is a risk. Of course it's a risk, but it's a good risk because it's a bit like if I said to Monts several years ago, you're going to get Bobby Firmino. I don't know how many goals for you he's going to score, but the link-up play, the pressing, and everything else he brings you, you take him, right, Monts?
100%.
And this is what you're going to get with Jesus.
I agree.
But
100%.
I do think I see it, and I'm all for it because I get it. He needs to go and flourish somewhere.
But yeah, this is we're talking facts here. I'm just gonna run through some of the comments, and then we're just gonna. I want to talk about what Bissouma is gonna bring and how this could really shake up the Premier League.
Court case.
WSM said, have a feeling Spurs are going to have an amazing season and win at least one trophy. It's coming from a Liverpool fan.
It's about time, flipping out.
Literally.
All right, Arsenal man, them chill. Arsenal boys, chill.
Vieira, give my thoughts on the channel. This big up Assad, this Zinchenko brothers jarring. He just cries.
Nah, man, he's a baller, man.
We'll get your Chelsea time in tomorrow's episode, but where we talk about how you spent 100 mil to loan Lukaku back. Don't worry. But yeah, no. So now that Tottenham actually, let's say they basically have Bissouma now, who gets dropped? Patrick, who gets dropped? Højbjerg gets dropped.
Yeah, Højbjerg gets dropped. Yeah, it's a good problem to have because obviously you can, like, you know, we've got Champions League games, you've got FA Cup, you've got Carabao Cup, you've got the Premier League. So Højbjerg, you know what he's going to bring, but what is it? Bissouma's just got a bit more athleticism, a bit more dynamic, definitely a better passer of the ball. He's a better interceptor, better tackler, and he also can finish and score a few goals.
You're playing him as a 6.
So yeah, I think so. You
know what? Has anyone clocked the 6 roles changing?
Yeah.
Has anyone clocked the 6 roles changing?
It is.
You don't really get like these, you know, like I hate to say the term, but like the African destroyers, and do you know what I mean? The Aggie, like you don't really.
Can't they start changing it? But it's changing, man.
You know, it's got to be a bit silkier. You've got to be better on the ball. You've got to even push the ball forward. You've got to be able to break the lines. There's a lot more now that your DM has to give you. And a lot of DMs, if you're noticing, they're like 6/8s. They play too.
I was going to say 7, but
yeah, like literally, even Declan Rice. A lot people don't realize how good he is on the ball and how actually athletic he is breaking the lines. I rate Declan Rice so highly. He's just fucked that he's got such a long contract at West Ham. He
How long
himself
is
a one.
7 years or something?
Now I think he's still got like 3 years left or something. Yeah, because he signed a ridiculous. Yeah, he signed a ridiculous contract.
It reminds me of Kane.
Kane's just lucky that Tottenham are getting back in the Champions League, or else he'd be finished.
Do you know who else I blame for Rice as well?
Who?
Chelsea. Chelsea's flirting with him for so long. Yeah, it's just pushed his price through the roof. Because it's like everyone just thought Chelsea were going to buy him, and now that Chelsea aren't sniffing as much, it's like everyone else is like, we're not paying that much for him. Like, but I think if someone goes in August with the right money, West Ham's owners would probably sell him for a lot less, I reckon.
I just think, do you know what it is now? Because obviously when you look at Tottenham's squad, and I remember a time on Big Six Banks where we went through Tottenham's squad, and man, were laughing. We couldn't even get to this. We got to the CDMs. We got to the midfield. And man, were just giggling, laughing, hackling and cackling FC. Like, it was peak. So now, I don't know, like, say Spurs go get another centre-back now. They go get another centre-back. Obviously, Perisic is added to the wing-back conversation. Do you look at these, man, and think, Do you look at these man and you start to think, they can't. You can't argue with like Arsenal, man. Don't argue with these man.
No, Arsenal can't.
I want to see more through the door.
We can definitely
do you start to argue with Chelsea? Do you still start to argue with Chelsea now? Is that when do you start to step into that barrier?
Right, so they signed Perisic.
No, it's not just Perisic though. You got to look. What Mons is saying is that obviously when Conte came in, and then in January he added Kulusevski, he added Bentancur, two signings that no one really paid attention to at the time, but you saw the difference that they made. You then obviously in the summer we've gone and got Perisic. We're about to get Bissouma. We're looking at a quality centre back. We're linked to Bremer. We're linked to Bastoni. We're linked to Skriniar. We're getting a proper centre back now.
Skriniar, yeah.
Pat, hold on. I agree with you. But I'm gonna have to ask you politely to stop saying Bastoni now because he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's done.
That link has to be. It was a link, but the link is now.
I can't even lie. In the midfield, I want one more. I want Ericsson.
I am right. Yeah. Inactive now. Or is it still?
No. It's still because Inter still need to sell at some point.
Oh, for real? So it still might.
Yeah. So it still might happen.
Drop your sentiment, Ethan. I still want.
No. It's not even that. One time, I promise you. It's because all our midfielders, other than Bissouma, are so similar. Like
what did you Even what did you say? Sorry, I missed. Yeah. We're definitely going to get a creative mid. We are. We're linked to a creative mid, and it looks like the right wing back Spence is going to take that role. So we're looking to strengthen and just address all the holes that we've had. Do you know what I mean? Just like add more depth and quality. So
do you think Gio Lo Celso was never that guy, or do you think the system weren't for him?
Ndombele, Lo Celso.
You know what? I think Ndombele, even obviously his attitude stinks. The man that we all have inside info how bad his attitude is. But
so did he used to play? Where did he play before Tottenham?
Leon.
Gone back to Leon.
Yeah, he went back to Leon.
Yeah, but he stunk up the place. He didn't do that great, and even
then,
he started off all right, and then it's just the same old shit, really. Like just lethargic, not really.
In answer to Monty's question about Chelsea, I think the key here is that Chelsea. Look, we did a show on Monday, where we went through every position on the pitch, right, and we were looking at. Of the big six, who needs to address that position the most, right? And I think we'd probably all sit here right now and off the top of our heads say Man United have the most players, yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, so when five of us, and I made sure that the panel wasn't five idiots trying to point score, it was five people that know ball, yeah? We actually, and let me be clear, it's not saying five people, five teams, it's not saying who's got the best or who's got the worst in that position, it's who needs to address it the most to achieve what they need to achieve. Yeah. So even City players in there because we want to achieve a level above. So we need to address some stuff as well. Right.
Yeah.
And when you actually deep it, Chelsea, because Chelsea finished third, which means they ideally want to catch up and overtake City or Liverpool. When you look at Chelsea and the fact that they've got two centre-backs going.
Yeah.
The centre-back left is old, right? If we're being 100, Lukaku's not working. Creativity is a big problem there. None of their wingers are really firing. Now, that doesn't mean that they won't start firing. But what I'm saying is right now, Chelsea have got... So to say...
They're in big trouble.
Yeah, they're actually done it.
Potentially. I mean, look, Tuchel's an amazing manager and they do have players. And this is why. And it's very valid that Tottenham could start pushing.
That's what I'm saying. Do Tottenham now speak to Chelsea and look at Arsenal and go, well, you got some work to do, bro. So
I think. But what work though? What do you mean?
I think. Let me answer this. I think we need to be careful here and not get too carried away because we still got to obviously. Like, okay, if I take it back, the back end of the season. Tottenham did really well and we won a lot of games, hence why we ended up fourth and springboarding and leaping over Arsenal and only finishing 3 points behind Chelsea. I saw someone on here say that Tottenham's defence is trash, but we kept the fourth most clean sheets. And at the back end of the season, we kept a lot of clean sheets, man. So our defence, yes, some of the defenders by name ain't great, but as a unit, they were really good. And obviously, if we improve and get someone else in that we're meant to, then that obviously ups the level. Romero is a top centre-back.
Yeah.
Dyer in that system looks really good. Even Ben Davis was fantastic at the back end of the season. No, you know what? Dyer was good, man. I was
Dyer
never
was
Dyer's
in
biggest
the
fan, but you got to give him his credit. He was really good.
Dyer can play ball, man. Like,
He was balling.
He was good last season.
I'm not willing to do it. Sorry,
because me
I'm
and
not
Kids
just not
have
willing
had
to
this
do
man
it.
on fraud watch for so long. Like,
Woodwatch, he's been dead, bro.
Yeah, been
He's
dead
been
food
dead.
in it. Been
In
dead
both
food.
positions.
But in that back three, he just looks more comfortable, man.
He
Obviously, I'm not gonna say quality. This is the same sort of thing, but like Rudiger, a man transformed. Like
Dyer's been good, man. Dyer's been
Hold
good.
on. Hold on. Can I just address this real quick? Acid, yeah. I don't believe anything we're saying is incorrect. I'm not slandering Chelsea. Listen, anyone that knows me knows the only team that I'm going to come for with full chest is Liverpool, yeah? That's the only team that I dislike, right? I like Chelsea. I said I've got a lot of time for Tuchel. I like a lot of Chelsea's players. I mean, there's probably several Chelsea's that I like. But I'm not coming for your club. I just feel like there are potential issues. Like I said, it might all be fine.
And Assad as well, add context. Like Daps isn't just coming out here saying this. We actually did a show basically addressing like what teams need to strengthen and where. And to be fair, when we sat down and spoke about it, a lot of holes are in that Chelsea team. And yeah, you finished third, but if you're honest with yourself, you was on a landslide for the second half of the season.
Just let them start Malang Sarr, man.
But it's all right. We're not here to talk about Chelsea anyway. But fucking look at Sarr against Arsenal. That is all you need to know. That guy was a fucking shambles.
Hey, don't forget he cost a little piece. Don't forget he cost a little piece. But anyway, this is not the video for this.
We're digressing.
Let me just hit some of these comments up. Assad said, I swear Monts is obsessed with Chelsea. Leave us alone. You always talk about us rent free. Monts don't care about Chelsea.
Man like that. Huh?
Monts, don't act man like that, G. Talk about how you sold King Sadio to sign the Uruguay and Andy Carroll. Bro, I don't
haven't sold him yet, to be fair.
I know.
We haven't sold him yet. And I don't like them know I'm one of the Liverpool fans who I'm like, Nunes, it's all right. Like,
that Mane situation is going to get sticky, by the way. We can have a conversation about that. That's going to get sticky for you, man.
This isn't a Mane to leave episode, isn't it? Darwin Nunes is
we will have one. Don't worry, Big Six.
You don't worry. We will have one.
I think man them are now obviously anyone who has eyes know Mane was on the decline, but now man them are gonna act like he's the king and the Don Dada now.
Bro, how did he get in that Premier League team of the season?
He's on the decline massively.
I was dying.
Yeah, that was mental, but you know, that's another tight story.
But as I said, if I do the Mane honesty, activate, all the Liverpool fans will just come to me again.
Do it then. We'll get some more likes.
I need to watch what I say about Mane. Like just like when I come for Jota, I have to watch what I say nowadays. Drake just posted something crazy. What?
Wow, Drake's new album tonight.
Drake dropping a new album tonight. Jeez,
out of nowhere.
I hope he's got a song about effing Sue.
Assad says these Liverpool fans are so deluded. Listen, I'm not with that. I'm not sure about Spurs. Everyone hyping them, but I'm not buying it.
That's how I felt last season, though. That's how I honestly felt. Yeah. When they got Conte, I wasn't buying it, and I thought Arsenal were going to get top four. And
don't get it twisted. Conte is a ticking time bomb, but I think before he explodes, you see success. It's guaranteed.
We said that with Mourinho, though. We said that
the Conte and Mourinho setup so different. Back. It's so different.
Mourinho wasn't backed. City, Spurs, Liverpool title race.
I don't see us in a title race, but I do see us comfortably.
Do you not, Patrick? Because there's not someone on the screen that sees themselves in the title race.
Ethan, what do you think, bro?
What do you think, Ethan?
Who's that?
There's another Tottenham fan on the stream that thinks Tottenham will be in the title race.
Okay, even is that what you're saying? I didn't even know this.
I'm saying let the window finish.
No.
Let him talk about what we're gonna do today.
To be honest, bro, you don't need a window to get in the title race. You need bifold doors, brother. You're not in the title race.
Yeah, window you're gonna cut it, bro.
That's I've got 150 M's on Conte.
The shame. Have some shame, please.
Well, up it to 400. You're still not in the
I think we're getting a bit carried away if we're saying we're in a title race, but I do think that we have definitely improved. There's still room for improvement. 100%. I think we're getting the top four again. I think it will be a lot more comfortable, but yeah, it's too early to say we're in a title race. But what you want to do is you want to stack, and even with Arsenal as well, get your team, get your chips in order. Make sure your team's ready. If Man City or if Liverpool have a bad season or something happens, because it can happen.
Yeah,
you're ready to pounce.
Look at Ollie.
So,
look at Ollie.
Yeah.
Ollie, man.
When Leicester won the league, the fact that no one was ready and they just let Leicester walk the league, that was crazy. So
and by the time man started pushing, it was
that's
too late.
what I'm saying. It's too late. So just get your. But as it stands right now, it's too much to say that Tottenham are in the title race for me. Anyway.
Some more, by the way, you guys. The chat's really starting to activate now. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure we are smashing a like. Make sure you go and subscribe to Never a Foul. Make sure you go and subscribe to Patrick Tarrant.
I reckon United finish above Spurs if they spend correctly. Nah, I'll put that up. Endo. What is wrong with this guy?
Let me get through these.
Yeah,
Spurs hype is too much. Let's relax.
Bring that one back though. That's a great
bring that one. That Endo one. That was a bit mad. Spurs defense. I already touched on that. It's definitely not trash. Yeah, of course, there's room for improvement, but we kept the 4th most clean sheets, and it improved anyway. Tottenham are winning nothing. That's funny.
I think this is the perfect time for Tottenham to go win the FA Cup.
I hope so.
All jokes aside, I don't see any other priority other than Liverpool and City. They're just too far ahead.
I think Conte will want to get a cup, Daps, because it cements him and things.
I think it's a weight lifted off the shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Listen, winning a cup, before we won the league, we beat United in the semi and won a cup. It's massive. I said last season when United were in a title race in January because they were top for like 4 days or something, we played them in the Carabao Cup. If they would have beat us in the semi-final, I think they would have gone on and won it. And this season, we would have seen a different Man United. Winning a cup as a group of players is massive. But what's Conte's history like? I don't know his history with cups.
He's won an FA Cup with Chelsea. He doesn't typically do well in the Champions League. We'll see what he does in terms of getting to knockout
I'm not
stages,
talking on that.
Yeah. But obviously, in domestically, he does okay. So we'll see. Yes, Cass. I see Rams as well. Shout out to Rams in the comments.
Big up Rams. Big up Cass as well. There, he's obviously a big six man's member. So priority comments. I just got to click his comments straight away. They just come right up. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to become a member. You know what I'm saying? We in this bitch now, you know what I'm saying? Sorry to anyone in the comments, but I get priority here. I'm here to stay. What you guys in the comments not getting this 50 likes yet? See, look, Kaz got the priority, bro. There was a queue. Kaz, there was a big queue of comments that was coming before you.
Did you two plan this?
Yeah? Nah, of course not.
This is like some...
No, of course not.
Some Gary Lineker salt and vinegar walking crisps.
You got me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you planned anything, you know what I'm saying? But
Cass is going to try and sell some shirts in a minute.
So,
Assad said, well, he says, I love it when Chelsea get written off. We always surprise people. Actually, can't wait till the season starts.
Last season, we didn't write you off. You were telling us you'd already won the league.
This guy's in his feelings. No one's ever written Chelsea off. I had Chelsea winning the league. I know that.
We all believe the hype.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Buy into Chelsea.
I don't know what he's on about with that one. I legitimately said Chelsea would win. And you go back to
Chelsea
all the
always
streams.
hard done by, bro.
Yeah, you
know what it is? Yeah. Chelsea are kind of, for the last season or two, they've been in their own kind of area where they're above.
Yeah, they're not good, but not bad.
With Liverpool and City. So they just need some attention. That's all it is. And they feel like we can't violate them.
Do you know it's Casey as well? It's like you got daddy's money, but like you're not Len. So
you're not Len.
You're not Len. You had all the surgery, but you're still not levels.
The bread to hang, but that's about it.
You got your veneers and that. You got your acrylics done. Your hair's all did.
You got the lip fillers. You got the bum pads, but you're still not levels.
But I could see the floorboards in the background and your daughter's playing on.
But all of us, like your bed's not made in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Sorry, Chelsea fans, it just is what it is. But you lot still got one of the hardest chances around. Chelsea.
I'm signing out now. Chelsea, I got love for you still. I'll let.
The funniest fucking shot.
That chant is awful.
And get through the comments, Mons. You're digressing. Let's go. Get through the comments.
Patrick just wants to talk on Tottenham non-stop.
Yeah. We still ain't spoken about it. It's all good.
Chelsea.
Was it a Tottenham show?
Were hyped, but so many pundits. 100%. Abramovich oil money gone. Wait, and someone said to Casey, finally get a webcam. It's got that sexy quality, man.
I swear we can revoke memberships.
We got the panel months for. So Rams, obviously, it's Tottenham thing, innit? Tottenham thing. Can't come to that. But 24 people in the chat. Make sure you post us to 50 likes. Question now. So where does this leave Tottenham in terms of finishing that? Does this Bissouma signing now make you think that Tottenham can probably get out of the group, especially in the Champions League? Because I think Tottenham now, obviously, as good as Conte is, his European record isn't very good. But I think whenever you build that spine, things change pretty quickly once you build a spine. So I don't think their time in the window is done. Patrici is working very, very hard. In terms of the Champions League, Ethan, where do you see Tottenham? I know it depends who you get. You're obviously going to get one top team, obviously.
Yeah.
But the other two are probably going to be as good as you, if not worse. So where do you see the Champions League run? What do you see with that?
So, brothers, I'm just happy to be back in it. I'm watching my main ops just in Europa League. That's going to be the best part about it. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Man, starting with violence.
I don't have high hopes for the Champions League. I'm not going to lie to you. But traditionally, we do all right in the Champions League, you know. Conte, like you said, traditionally doesn't really do too well. But what I like is we're actually improving our starting 11. We're looking at players that actually will improve instantly. Perisic is not a fix for the future. He's here to improve it instantly. Push Sessegnon as well. We're linked with a Charleston, which I don't really like. But again, I'd still, front three comes in, could maybe do it to a thing. As much as, you know, I hate the signing, he's sly a goal for it, innit?
Why do you hate the signing? Let me break it down.
Because if you're going to spend 50, 60 million, you can go elsewhere.
It ain't going to be that much. It'll be about 30 to 40. Everton need to sell. Yeah, definitely. We're just, obviously they're playing hardball right now. Everton have been spending crazy money over the last couple of years, and their books are fucking out. They need to balance it.
Yeah.
It'd be about 30 or 40. When I first heard about it, I was like you. I wasn't too keen on it, but the more I think about it, he can play again across the front three. He's good for at least 10 goals a season, get you 5 assists. That's playing at Everton. We're better players. He'll definitely be better. He's not a fantastic player, but I think he's good enough on his day, and he does give us much better depth than Lucas Moura and Steven Bergwijn. Richarlison. Yeah.
I'm telling you now, Sorry,
it's all around game, Patrick.
Richarlison starts for Everton, he doesn't start every week for Spurs.
100%. That's the point. The point.
I spoke earlier. No, it's not. But I spoke earlier on how Jesus has not moaned once since he's been at City. For me, Richarlison, is the type of player that will moan if he's coming off the bench.
That's why.
I can't see Conte wanting him. I can't see Conte going.
He'll be happy to sit on that. But you go. This
is what I want.
But imagine he comes in and because he channels that anger and just becomes better than Kulusevski, and then you still got a young Kulusevski off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
What if? But I don't think it. I don't honestly.
No, but Montel, I think
could be wrong. Go and sign him, but
it could go both ways.
Montel, I've seen. Obviously, we don't know, because for Brazil, I feel like he's a lot more professional, and I don't see.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
man, that's sentimental with their country.
Too much of that childish behavior when he's playing for Brazil. So maybe it's because
their country, innit?
Maybe it's because he's not happy. I don't know. But I can only go off what I see. And if you're not happy and that's what your behavior is, then when the times are tough, because times aren't always going to be happy at Tottenham. Let's be frank. Like, you're not going there.
By the way,
you're not going into a winning system where everything is still built. They're still building as much as us. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to go into a team where he's not going to in the spotlight. Yeah, sorry. Let me finish. Yeah, he's not going to be in the spotlight. Yeah, he's going to come in initially as a bit part player, you know, have your few subs here, maybe start a game here and there. When he was now coming from being the main man, like when I say the main man, overtaking Calvert-Lewin as the main man, he's now the guy at Everton, right? The guy. And you think he's going to be happy? Like that said, he wants to go to the World Cup, bro. You don't think Richarlison wants to start as much as Jesus?
But if he signs, okay, let me just caveat. If he signs for Tottenham, he knows the position. It's not he's not silly. He knows what time it is. He knows he's gonna have to work for his spot. He knows he's gonna have to earn his chips. So for him to then come in and try and throw a fucking strop or whatever.
But how many players have we seen that? I hear what you're saying, but how many times have we seen?
I don't know.
I hear you, Patrick.
How you are?
How many times have you? How many times have you seen that though? Like that players you'd think players would come to teams knowing what it is. And I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. I just get this feeling, And actually, I don't think Conte would go for him because I think Conte would get that feeling. I think mentality in those type of things is so massive.
Fair enough.
And I don't think he's good enough to be found for Tottenham as well.
Yeah, I like his versatility, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of question marks about him. Yeah, I'm not convinced either. I'm not going to lie.
And what I'd also say is he can do it on his day. We saw him get Everton out of trouble, big trouble. He's a goal threat at times. Fair enough. I don't think he's good enough to start. But in his head, he's 25. He's got a big chance at a big club, Champions League. Like,
it's a good time for him to move because he might not get another chance.
There's a time to pull up your socks and stop being a baby. It's now, isn't it?
By the way, we're 4 likes away from 50 likes. There's 26 people in here.
How much was the fee for him that they were talking?
About 30 mil, 30 to 35.
And remember, Barcelona bidded 80 mil for him 2 years ago?
Yeah.
8 mil on the table. I can't believe they didn't take that. 80
crazy,
mil.
Isn't it? I know they should have took it and reinvested. That's crazy.
80 mil.
They would have invested. Let's be honest. They would have invested it badly.
They would have fucked it. Yeah.
That's 2 Prime Alex Iwobi's.
Bro, listen. Give Liverpool 80 million. They'll get 15 players for the next 5 years. Bro. They've got change left. Coutinho money.
No, Assad says Marcus Alonso has won more trophies in England than Mo Salah. Your greatest ever LFC team, worst ever Chelsea team in my lifetime. We have won.
This isn't about Chelsea, man. Stop this. We're not here to talk about.
It's just a bit weird, isn't it? You know what's funny, though, Patrick?
But he's moaning about. We talk about Chelsea, and then he's doing all of this. Let's chill. It's not about Chelsea.
No, it is, Patrick. He's moaning because he thinks that's a fact, but this season that's no longer a fact.
Is it?
Trophies. It's not true anymore. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Alonso has not won a Caribbean Cup. He hasn't. He hasn't won a Caribbean Cup.
I've never even heard of a Caribbean Cup.
I like it.
Unfortunately, Mo Salah has more trophies in England than Marcus.
Don't tell Patrick about a Caribbean Cup. He's going to pass the word on to Tottenham, and they're going to go and pick up a trophy.
All right, let's go.
It's the Caribbean Cup. It's the Caribbean Cup until you win it. Then you can call it. That's what I say. I downplay the cup until I won it.
That one. Yeah, that wasn't important until you man won it.
Yeah, dead cup until you win it. Yeah. Quick one. Stop.
Yeah, Montage, if you didn't win that, oh boy.
Huh? If what?
If you didn't win that last season, oh boy.
It's mad because
why talk about stuff that didn't happen? Come to 4 next time. Anyway.
Let's move on.
Like, imagine you guys came to anyway. Patrick.
Imagine you won the anyway.
So man's changed the Audi Cup to the Aldi Cup.
I said the Aldi Cup. So, Patrick, I just wanted to also talk about Bissouma seems to be quite press resistant. He's robust. He's strong. He's pretty quick, and he actually has 1 or 2 goals in him. Actually.
When I checked the thing, I was like, even the goal he scored against us in the FA Cup, I actually forgot about it. I was like, that was quite a banger.
Decent little long shot. Gave a lot of the top 6 teams trouble. Does this? Because obviously, I think even though you've done well against Liverpool and City, season just gone. To me, you really struggled against Chelsea.
Yeah, massively.
I think, and obviously, and it was for me. I just couldn't understand it how you put such good performances against me and Daps.
Yeah,
but then you stepped to Chelsea and it was like men against boys. Does this change that? Does the Bissouma signing change that?
Yeah, it helps to change it. We still need obviously more. The thing
because he batted up Chelsea personally as well. He batted up. Chelsea,
but what I noticed when we played Chelsea, because I was at the away game, me and my boys went, and like seeing it in the flesh, like this was the Carabao Cup or whatever game it was, FA Cup, whatever it was, I can't remember. I think it was FA Cup. They were it was men against boys out there, man, and you could see that they just had so many options. And that's what I was trying to say as well to the Arsenal boys in here. You need quality, man. You need depth. Because when Chelsea were going through that fate, they rotated about 3 or 4 and the quality was still just as good. Bissouma gives you that. Obviously, it allows. And the thing with Tottenham is that, the starting 11 is good. Not brilliant, but it's good. But if someone's having a bad game, there's no... Like Arsenal, the drop-off is dramatic when you put in a Lucas Moura, Stevie Bergwijn for one of the front 3, or then from Højbjerg and Bentancur you drop to Skip and Ollie Winks and all of that. Sorry, Skip and Harry Winks. There's a massive drop off. So with someone like fucking Bissouma, he gives you that more quality, man. But I do think it will be Bentancur and Bissouma. But again, it depends on who. The thing is, when you've got depth, depending on who you're playing, innit, you can mix up the personnel, and that's will tell you that you're telling me that as well. With your front feet, depending on who you're playing, you can mix and match and swap things around, and that's what you need. That's what you need.
Look, and that actually answers the question that was initially asked about how you can beat Liverpool and beat City, but then against Chelsea, and it's probably because you deployed the wrong
exactly, and
you have the players that suit Liverpool and City. Maybe you don't, because we'll come to you trying to outball you, right? And you'll beat us, you'll counter us. Chelsea will sit back and go, "Come on, then."
Definitely.
And this season with Rudiger and Assad, you'll like this, with Rudiger, Christensen, and Thiago, that's a sensational 3 centre backs. So to try and but
that's you're he's trolling, isn't it?
No, I'm not. It is a sensational, but 2 of them are gone now. So
that's knew what he was doing.
We are 1 like away from 50 likes.
But if they get Condé and Koulibaly, then they've replaced with good centre backs.
Yeah,
this is all I'm saying.
If they get those 2 in, that's massive. That is massive.
I just think that drop off is massive, and Arsenal fans can say what they want about, oh, maybe he won't start, whether he will start, I won't. That's not the point. The point is that when one of these men get injured, you now have your previous season starting player coming in.
Injuries, pensions, loss of form. It happens, man. You need.
I used to think, oh yeah, Lallana and them, man. Rah, fam. I don't know about these, man. Like, they're good on their day. That same on their day shit. You know what I'm saying? On their day, Lallana looks like one of the techiest ballers about. But can he give me 5 great performances in a row? No.
Exactly.
No, but I don't even know if I'm going to get 2. But when he started coming off, when you bringing man in, and now Lallana's coming in the FA Cup, I'm like, oh, all right. Like, when these men that are starting become your bench players and they're happy to fight for their position because they were already starters and the attitude's right, that's when you elevate. Do you know what I'm saying?
There is a massive talent, and as your squad has to get bigger, and congratulations to Liverpool this season trying to challenge in everything for once. You've learned about having a big squad and how you have to manage it because people will get tired, but you have to also keep people happy. Because giving these, and this is my issue with Calvin Phillips to City that worries me slightly, is City recently, we used to buy Rodwells, Sinclairs. They were never thinking they were going to start. So they weren't. So their performances were crap, right? They were. Since then, we've been buying players that will only push for starting 11, right?
Yeah.
And I think so far that's what Tottenham are doing. This season with Calvin Phillips, it makes me wonder, is he coming actually believing that he can push Rodri for a starting place? And if he isn't, his attitude's wrong. And that's a worry to me, because I don't believe many people in this world right now can think they're going to come and push Rodri for a position.
Especially in Pep's system, to replace Rodri, forget about it.
and that's the thing. Whereas, and I think, like, with the 2 players that you signed in January, they came in and they pushed
and instantly forward. Exactly, that's it, and they made us better. The Calvin Phillips ones is do you think you're going to get him, Daps? Is it like concrete that he's pretty much?
No. But I did read that apparently we're going to offer. They want 60. We've said 55, and they said we'll accept that. I see. We do need him because Fernandinho's gone. We've got no other DM now. We do need him. The problem is it's so hard to balance. And there's certain positions you don't want to rotate. And that's one of the ones you don't want to rotate. So we have to get him, but I just worry that his mentality, is he coming knowing he's sitting on the bench? If that's the case, that don't sit well with me.
It is an interesting one. We'll have to see on it. We'll have to see.
And Bissouma's going there knowing he's going.
Exactly, to start. Yeah, definitely. And push us on a level. Interesting.
And also now, obviously the way Patricia's working, do you see Bissouma fitting into the system? So do you think Bissouma, for one, does he start straight away? Does Conte ease him in?
No, he starts straight away for me. What you're seeing now as well, for the first time ever, is Tottenham trying to get the signings in as early as possible so we get a full pre-season with them. So for me, he's a key target. We've got him in straight away, and he will essentially start. And what you're saying with Paratici is that there is a game plan. We're not just going out and buying someone because they're available or because they've been offered to us. We're actually buying components that fit Conte's system and allows us to, even like Kulusevski and Bentancur, they came in, they slotted and started straight away. They're players that he trusted. Even though you got talented players like Ndombele, Lo Celso, Brian Gill, Conte looked at them and goes, nah, these guys don't work in what I'm doing. And obviously, so yeah, he'll start straight away and he'll push the team on, definitely. And that's what I love to see. I think for me, I know everyone praises Conte and everything like that, but Paratici coming in was probably our best signing, man. Without him, you don't get Conte. Without him, we wouldn't have had the Juventus players coming in. We wouldn't have, the caliber of the players that we're getting in. Almost like unearthed gems. No one was talking about Kulusevski and Bentancur. They weren't really linked to anyone else. I know Arsenal were monitoring Kulusevski briefly, but yeah, we've come in and got these guys and they've definitely pushed us on a level. But it is because of Paratici's dealings and his scouting and everything that he's done.
I see. I think. Am I saying Patrici? Is Patrici the wrong way to say it, by the way?
Paratici, to the best of my knowledge.
I say Patrici, innit? That.
Yeah.
Parasite.
Okay,
Patrick and SpongeBob. I like that. I can't like. I know how to pronounce Kulusevski's name perfectly, but I just like to call him Kulusevski, innit? Like just because he's on the
Someone just said that as well. How much have you spent so far, Patrick?
Just the 25, because
no. Include the other ones as well.
It's about 80 mil.
Right, so you've still got more to spend.
Yeah. But I don't think the money. I think that 150 cash injection it doesn't include.
No, I heard it doesn't include what.
Yeah. It's like so the money that we got plus if we sell players like your Ndombeles and your Lo Celsos. Lo Celso Atletico Madrid are looking at him now. So hopefully he goes there.
Is Ndombele? Have you got the money for him yet?
Nah, I don't know who's going to buy him. At the moment, no one's really looking at him.
Another Adebayor one.
I think Aiden Andrews is correcting Patrick, saying who's Kulusevski?
Kulusevski.
I can't believe how young he is.
Yeah, innit?
Man. Honestly, he's a good player, man. He's a good player.
What was I going to say? I just think as well, coming in to an attack with Kane and Son is the difference as well. When you got two players of world-class quality next to you, you kind of think to yourself, no matter what my quality is, I'm playing with the big boys. And you're just I think you're just generally, if you're really about that life, you'll G yourself up.
And that's what we were saying. That's what we were saying. Yeah.
That's what don't have that. There isn't. They've got a decent squad. They've got a decent starting 11, like an okay starting 11. The drop off's a bit too big, way too big for my liking. But like, who do you come in when you look at Arsenal? Who do you come in and go, I want to play with that guy?
And this is what I was trying to say. I mean, obviously, you saw the space this week that Hussam
maybe
about who's the more attractive, and a lot of the Arsenal boys were in their feelings, and they, Hussam did the poll. And I think it was 91%.
I heard that was mad.
81% or whatever said Tottenham, something crazy like that. And like, not even as a Tottenham fan, when you look at Conte, you look at the setup, you look at the fact that Tottenham are consistently finished above Arsenal, you look at the fact that they're in the Champions League, and then, like you said, Mons, you look at the fact that you're coming in and you've got world-class players around you. Why would you not want to go and play with them as opposed to Arsenal right now? It's like, a no-brainer. Like, why are they even arguing? Like,
it's not even
them combos, man.
There's no one in Arsenal.
That's so spaces. I'm not gonna lie. It's honestly, everyone has different reasons. Like maybe their dad. You know what Haaland said? One of the reasons he signed for City is because of his dad, right? So everyone's got so many different reasons. That's such a space conversation.
Mate, Daps, you should have saw some of the comments. Look, one guy was like, when they asked Mbappe if he would go to Tottenham, he laughed. So that means no one beats Tottenham. Look, and I was like, come on, man.
Mbappe listened to Liverpool because his mum, for whatever reason, liked Liverpool. And that's it. We were having a debate yesterday on the show about Rafinha because apparently Rafinha is tempted by Arsenal. And Hussam was saying, why would he be tempted by Arsenal? And because when Liverpool and listing other teams that are interested in him.
But Arsenal are in London. Sometimes it could be a simple.
No, but it could be more simple than just because papers are saying Tottenham want him. And just because papers are saying Liverpool want him, well, guess what? Rafinha's been waiting for Liverpool to put a bid on him for about 3 years, yeah? At one point, he might just go, you know what? No one's putting no bids on the table. Arsenal has put a bid on the table.
They're
Arsenal
serious.
are in London and better than Leeds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go. We can't always believe just because everyone says they're interested in me that you're going to get a bid. Because at some point, if he sits round his whole career waiting for Liverpool to come in for him,
it might never happen. By the way, going back to the Hussam poll, 9,000 people voted, and the result was 89% Tottenham, 11% Arsenal.
At the moment, it is. And it's not.
I think we all have football preferences, and if you look at it historically, yes, historically you'll go to Arsenal, but at the end of the day, like riches, you can't cuddle your money at night because you're gonna get spots. You can't cuddle your materials, bro. It's what you're working with now. What you working with, and in terms of what you're working with, as I said, you go to Tottenham. You want to play with Harry Kane, bro. End of story, bro. You want to play with Heung-min Son. It's just that simple. There's
it's even.
Maybes, bro.
I guarantee everyone here, has met someone that everyone says is proper safe, and fucking you'll get on with, and then you meet them, and you just get bad energy about them, and like, do you know what? They could have just met Conte, and for whatever reason, been like, you know what? I trust this guy. There's so many reasons, like, but at the moment, if we're being realistic and talking football and only football, Tottenham, I believe, have finished above Arsenal
6 years now.
6 years out.
And you've got a manager that knows how to win stuff.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. And as I said, who in Arsenal really screams? As I said, when you step into the Arsenal camp, who goes, yo, I want to play with that guy. You see that guy there? I want to play with him.
I don't think, not being funny, I don't think no one right now.
Maybe Odegaard, maybe, and even then,
I was on a stream the other day, right, talking about Jesus, and then on an Arsenal show.
Yeah,
I left, and then this Arsenal guy was on there and basically said, "I don't think we should get Jesus because, like, look at how many goals he scored for City last season, and look at how many goals Eddie Nketiah scored for Arsenal last season." And he said, if you put Eddie in the City team, I guarantee you. And firstly, Jesus been playing wide right.
When anyone says that sentence, I switch off. If you put
someone, I was done. I'd actually been on the show saying, I hope he goes to you, because I think your club will suit him. I just messaged him saying, do you know what? I take that all back. I don't want Jesus going anywhere near your fucking club.
What
he'll bring you. You know what? Even if we're moving away from goals, what will bring you is the fact that he knows how to play one of the best managers in the world's systems that Arteta would love to be able to play. And he's won 4 Premier Leagues. So guess what? He'll bring your club a winning mentality. Exactly. That's all you get out of it. It's just...
And Nketiah wouldn't even fucking get on the Man City training pitch. Like, he's not even good enough to even be in a conversation. So he would never even play for Man City. Let's be real. Do you know what I mean? People have to understand, I think Nketiah scored about 4 or 5 goals last season, if that. And 2 were gifts from Leeds. Gifts. Other than that, he was poor, and if we, like, I don't understand. I don't.
The worst thing is they've put him on a pedestal now, so they can't moan if other fans go to him, because it's like, you men are doing that with him, so exactly. Don't moan if people come to him.
Ridiculous, it's crazy.
Arsenal fans, boy.
I just think that Tottenham, this could be the perfect time for Tottenham to really make that gap away, to really extend that gap away from Arsenal. This is if there's a time.
I said the sliding doors moment was when we beat them. Yeah, because before that, obviously, it was in their hands. If they would have beat us or at least got a point, the gap would have still been 4 with only 3 games to go. Game over. The fact that we beat them, we was 1 point behind them. They literally shit themselves in the next game, and they got battered by Newcastle. But before that, we played Burnley. So they was already, that was a sliding doors moment. If they would have beat us at White Hart Lane, they would have secured Champions League football then and there. They didn't. They got humiliated and ran off the pitch. It was only, I know it's 3-0, but if we're being honest, after the 55th minute, we literally took our foot off the gas. We were just messing about. Game was done. And that killed them mentally and physically.
I think as well that this was the season that they needed to get top 4.
Yeah, it was,
because
everything was there for them.
But it's more the fact that with what's going on at United, and look, I'm not saying United are going to change overnight or nothing, but United certainly are going to be backed massively sooner or later, right? Everyone will say whether they are or not. I hope they're sleeping for another 30 years, but whatever. They potentially have everything to get back up there.
Yeah.
Tottenham have Conte. right? And they have investment. This was the time that Arsenal should have got the jump on those two clubs, and they missed it. They're fucked now. In my opinion, Arsenal, that was Arsenal's chance to get the jump on the two teams that are going to bounce back.
That was that level, like level pegging.
And maybe even Chelsea as well, because Chelsea were in a transition. And Arsenal missed their one chance to get the jump on a couple of teams.
I think so. The fact that they didn't have Europe that year, the fact they was only playing one game a week, the fact that there was a lot of things that went in their favour. Do you know what I mean? The fact that Chelsea was sliding, Man United were as bad as they've ever been, the fact that we were awful for the first half of the season, sacked our manager, had to get in a new manager, everything was there for them. Typically Leicester were much better, if we're being honest. They weren't in the running. Typically West Ham are a lot better.
West Ham weren't in Europe.
Yeah, they were, exactly. And then Wolves are usually much better as well. So there was a lot of things where Arsenal had that pretty much fourth spot locked in, and then we all know what happened. And I think it's going to be really tough for them to get back there now if the other teams do push on, which it looks like they're doing. And Arsenal got to play Europa League football, which is not an easy grind. That Thursday Sunday cycle is fucking tough. Trust me, we've been there enough. We know, we know how hard it is. And you're seeing all the big boys play on Saturday, and then you got to play the day after. It's not easy, man.
God, how times have changed.
Pablo says Raf also has this ego. He was shit talking about how much he joined Leeds for. If he feels like he ain't rated at Liverpool, he would be rated at Arsenal. Of course, he would join. Actually, like Nketiah, he's not that bad. He's a fox in the box, says Assad. Singing in the blues. Big up yourself. Don't recognize that.
My guy.
Is he new here? Yeah, big bro. If you're new here, sub, like,
very good people. Bro. Yeah, make sure you sub to the channel. Good people, very good people.
No, Spurs need a trophy. Finish above Arsenal don't really mean nothing. Yeah, they've been doing that for the last 6 years, though. I think they know it.
I know. Yeah, we know. But it does. I hate when people try and downplay it. We play a league system for a reason, innit? We play 38 games. The person who finishes the highest wins the league. The other three teams finish in the top 4. It does mean something. Do you know what I mean? Okay, Arsenal getting third. Boy.
Goonally, I'll send you the link right now if you want to sort that.
Right, listen. Goonally and Patrick, have you two been on a stream together yet?
Nah, I don't think I even recognize the name. I don't.
Goonally, good people. He's on Coppish. He's on Coppish with me a lot. Good people.
Okay, no. Shout out to Goonally then. Oh, we would clash, yeah. Yeah, get him on, man. That'd be good. Yeah, they saying book it. Yeah, man, cool. Let's do it. Is he on Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, same name, yeah.
He said send me the link.
No. I'm gonna send, as I said, I'm gonna send in the link. You can't come up on here, Goonally, saying you're gonna finish third and they not expect me to send you a link.
I'm gonna get my deck chair and my popcorn.
You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Talk about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Man's celebrating, but stop all this celebrating stuff. That's nonsense. And how is this Arsenal's worst error when they're winning trophies? On one hand, I'm told that it's their worst error. On the other hand, I'm told they keep winning stuff. I don't know. Make your mind up. That's a Chelsea fan as well, isn't it?
Like once you need Daps more on the channel, you can do the City thing, but he also does the neutral thing. I mean, maybe me and Daps have more content coming. I don't know.
We do. We definitely do. We got a little plan. You know what it is, though. Yeah?
I'm saying,
everyone on this panel will say it's so hard to be a fan of a team and do the YouTube thing and be critical of your own team at times, because your own fan base start to question you.
Exactly.
If you don't say everything with chest, and what I say to all of them is, if you have that much faith in your team, which I do now, it's fine for me to actually go, do you know what? We do have issues, and I can rate Klopp, and I can rate other things about other teams, because I've got a lot to be happy about. I don't need to say every other team's shit, because they're not. If they were, then we're not that great winning the league. We're winning the league over a lot of good teams. So, but appreciate that.
100%.
One sec. Let me get my charger. One sec.
Yeah, sweet. Don't worry, bro. Oh,
also, I supported City when we were shit as well. So,
I hear it. You ain't lying there, people. Hey, Patrick, beware this Gooner League guy talks bare worse. Throw the first bang before he comes for you.
That's too funny. I've never met him, so I don't know what he's about, but it's all good. I can handle myself.
So let me tell you a story about that, right? So the first time I met Gooner Lee was the night that Tottenham beat Arsenal, right?
Oh, okay, sweet.
And I'm backstage, and he's bounced in, and I've said something about City. He's gone, a City fan. I need to talk to you about the Champions League. On the night he's just lost to Tottenham, and I've gone, Oh, really? Do you sure you want to do that tonight? He's like, yeah, I've got some questions for you. I was thinking, this guy's ballsy. Anyway, bring him in whenever you're ready, because Lee knows me and Lee speak regular. But I had to explain that in our 13 years, we've reached one final, 3 semi-finals, I think 2 quarters. And in Arsenal's 19 years, they've reached 1 final, 1 semi, the end.
Yeah, that's it. So,
but he then went on to talk about Chelsea, to talk about Liverpool.
Oh, you just okay, it's one of those. Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Bring out that comment from Aidan Andrews once when you get a sec.
Of course, he gets priority, bro. He gets priority.
Okay, look, Patrick, 10 years from now, you could finish above Arsenal every year. Is that what you're going to tell you? No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what these are. They're so disingenuous, because at the end of the day, like I said, it is a league format. We play the league for a reason. And obviously, whoever finishes above the other team and finishes first, second, third, fourth, whatever, we all know how it works. So, of course, we're going to talk about it. You are our rivals, isn't it? It's bragging rights. Yes, Tottenham do need to win a trophy or 2 or 3. But at the end of the day, if we're finishing above you consistently, of course, we're going to talk about it, because if it was the other way around, these guys made a fucking day about it, St. Tottenham's Day, when we were shit. They were still celebrating finishing above us. So now we're not meant to enjoy the moment. Come on, come on.
God, I love rivalries.
I would like to say something about Gunnerly. He went supporting Arsenal to support Liverpool, to sort of back to Arsenal.
Oh, inside intel.
I don't believe that.
No, we're talking about.
But someone, the one that said Lee asks awkward. No, someone put it perfectly. Lee asks uncomfortable questions. That is what he does. He asks uncomfortable questions. 100%.
City's Champions League record is clear of Arsenal, even Spurs. Champions
Don't
League
talk on our Champions League record, to be fair, but it is. But yeah,
that was winning trophy. That was winning trophies, though. Mr. Tyrant, okay. You see Man City celebrating finishing above Man United, Chelsea celebrating finishing above Arsenal. Why is he saying Mr. Tyrant? You know when a man addresses you like that,
or they say the first name.
Yeah,
the best is when a girl, talks about. So say it's an MC or something, and she'll talk about them using their first name but get it wrong. That is the best. Yeah. I know. I know Peter. It's not his name. He just told me that.
Try that like he knows him like that. Do you know what I mean? That's funny.
So what was that though? Do you see Man City celebrating finish above United? Chelsea finish above? Oh, I love this banter between you, man.
You're doing well.
I love watching the Patrick and Arsenal man beefing.
They always try and come from me. I was like, it's cool, man.
Yeah,
hurry up, man. Like, come on, show's cracking on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't even got too long left.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Actually, Gunnerly and Latimus would be another good pairing, because them two like to just get that spoon out.
Get that spoon out.
They love to. Latimus loves it.
Gunnerly was whoring for Liverpool last summer. He ain't a real.
I don't know all of this.
I don't know. Maybe that's just because of his hatred for Tottenham, innit? Put it that way. Lee, I get what Aiden is saying. Finish above someone is just bragging rights. It doesn't even make me feel if there's
that's what I've just said though. Like, that's exactly what I said. It's bragging rights, but also obviously if we finish 4th and we get Champions League football, and you finish 5th and you're in the Europa League, it does mean something. That's my whole point.
I just think that man, them will downplay it, Patrick. But the second Arsenal break this duct and finish above,
exactly. Like I
there
said,
will be eruption.
Oh, they would have been.
They will. And that's what I hate. They're not honest, because when it's them, like I said, when we were shit and they were finishing above us, like they were finishing 2nd, 3rd, even we were finishing 15th, 4th, whatever, 10th. They were still celebrating, and it didn't mean nothing because we were never in the conversation. So now it means something. Like, come on, man, it's nonsense.
For me, Arsenal fans are just so frustrating because, like, since Arteta's gone there, and I'm probably one of the idiots who still believe slightly, because I do think he's changing the board. I think it's very hard to change their board, and he's doing a good job at changing their board's approach to signings, and I'll stick by that because I think it's very important. Yeah, but it's like every time that I start backing Arsenal, the minute they start speaking, it's just, I don't want to back you no more because you're just getting over the top.
And to Daps' credit, Daps backed you lot last year. Even like me and Daps had private conversations. I was like, Daps, you really? And he was like, yeah, I do. I think they're going to finish 4th, and obviously, so Daps is real with it. He's not just saying it. He did back you lot, and obviously,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yo,
Yeah.
we're
So
gonna
this is
talk on it, man. We're gonna
yeah.
talk on it, man. What's going on? What's the grand?
Yeah,
What's the
yeah, what's
gang
good?
saying?
First
What's
of all,
good?
big
What's
up
good?
yourself for jumping on the channel.
Come
I know
on, come on, man.
it's not a precedented debut where I've had to have you from the start and the whole thing, but
Listen.
we'll get. This is basically he's come off the bench. It's a debut, but it's not your home debut on Big Six Bash.
Ain't the home day. Ain't the home day. But listen, we're
Line
here.
up very soon, though. It was, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, love and respect to the channel, to the crew, man. Like as I said, we spoke offline, man. Like you, man, are like genuine, real inspiration. And look, coming into this YouTube thing, it's gonna be eventful, man. It's gonna be eventful, and we're gonna do some big stuff, hopefully, in it. Like big up Daps. Daps already knows, like, because we do some good stuff already, man. And obviously, Spurs fan, I don't know how to kind of take it with you right now. Like, I don't, what's going on? What's going on?
Talk to me, innit? What do you think? What's going on? Talk. You're saying your stuff. So yeah, talk.
Listen,
Tell me what you're saying.
Listen, I've said it. Third, man. We're getting third. We're getting top 4 easily. I'm telling you, we're getting
easily. What makes you so confident though? Like you're saying easily.
I'm telling you, I can't, man. Like we're getting top 4, man. You know what? I'm worried about Liverpool as well. You know, I'm not feeling Liverpool, but we're gonna get onto them. I'm on for everybody right now.
Wait, what have I got to do with this?
Listen,
you know,
anyone can get it.
Says, why you say for me for?
Anyone can get it, man.
But what makes you so confident that you're not even breaking into the top 4? Something that you haven't done in 5 years, that you're getting third. Why are you so confident? Like,
no.
Where's this coming from?
6 years. It's gonna be
6 years. There you go. It's even worse. Yeah. So why now third?
I'll be honest with you. It's either we get it now or Arteta goes, isn't it? So something's going to happen. The shit's going to hit the fan some way, shape, or form, innit?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking at it now, and I feel like he's not really got any other choice but to get top 4. I feel like it's all coming to a head, and it's going to happen, man. I'm telling you, like the players that we've got, the squad that we're building, I feel like he's been working from the front, back to the front. The other thing I think is going to be a big factor is everyone keeps going on about this whole Europe thing. And I'm like, do you know what? The fact that we're in Europa League is going to be a positive for us, because we ain't got to play for the first even like couple of rounds. Even when it gets to like the maybe semi-finals, quarterfinals, we ain't got to go hard because there's not many good teams in there. That's what I believe anyway. So I'm just looking at it and I'm like,
but your squad ain't long like that though.
That's let him think, because that's what I was gonna.
I think for me, our defense looks all right now. Obviously, we need probably another fullback. We bought 2 new centre backs. We're getting centre mid, so we're getting Tillemans, and we're getting obviously this new guy Fabio Vieira, who looks to be very good, and he was linked to Liverpool. And we all know now, even though Man City win everything, Liverpool are the bar. They're the temple for everything. So if Liverpool are linked to somebody, then they must be good. They must be amazing.
No, he's a big no. The guy you signed is a big no. He's a bad boy.
Big boy. So. And again, I'm not here to shade Bissouma at all, because I think he's an amazing side, and I'm pissed because I really wanted him. But look, we haven't got him for whatever reason. But I'm looking at Conte, and I'm looking at Spurs, and I'm like, I feel like that's going to come to an end. I just feel like any little thing that doesn't go right for him, he loses his top and his wig comes off and he starts bitching.
And that's what everyone said before. And anyway, yeah, go on. Sorry, let me not interrupt.
No. But for me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, any little loss, he starts blaming his players. And I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff with managers, innit? And I feel like it's going to come at account for him, innit? And then you got on top of everything, you got Chelsea, who look to be struggling right now. We don't know what they're going to do. And again, I just think the loss of Mane is going to be mad. Like, people don't understand how big that Mane thing is, innit? I don't think that people are actually deep in that situation. I'm not feeling the Nunes signing either. So look, like I'm telling you, we book it, we're getting top 3. We're getting top 3, man.
The reason why I think, like, yeah, it's all good to be confident and it's all good to have, you know, like support your team, but I just think that you're just a bit misguided, really, because like two years ago you finished 8th. You had the 4th best defense. It's crazy because you finished 8th, you had the 4th best defense, but you weren't scoring enough goals. Yeah. This year you finished 5th, you had the 8th best defense, so your defense actually declined. It waned. Yeah. Ramsdale started off great. You had decentish centre back thing. You still don't know your best centre back pairing. You're talking about Saliba coming back, but you still don't know how he's going to adjust and fit in the Premier League. So there's still, it's a bit crazy for me
to hear that you're saying you're going to finish third when you've not even cracked the top 4 yet. You got to take baby steps. Do you know what I mean? And like, with all due respect, you lot were 4th for most of the season, and you still didn't manage it, and it was all in your hands as well. You just had to win your games, and so it's a bit, you know, I think you're being a bit overzealous to say you go.
I think if you look at it now, obviously we're linked to Osherman, we're linked to Rafinha. We've had slight links to Bowen, and now obviously we're linked to we've got Jesus in the bag basically, and Tielemans in the bag. So automatically we've improved our squad. We improved our first 11, and the players that will be starting, ESR, Martinelli, all of these, and obviously Gnabry we've been linked to as well. So I'm thinking about, like, look at the quality that we've been linked to. This is like almost world class. I won't say all of them are.
No, you're gassing.
No.
These guys are not world class players. Yeah,
Whoa, Jesus is world class.
No, I'll say Gnabry. Gnabry's a world class player. I'll say Gnabry's a world class.
Oh, Gnabry. I didn't hear you say Gnabry. I didn't hear you say something.
I believe Jesus is world class as well.
No,
do you know what? Actually, I'm going to throw this out there. Define world class, because that's
I'm gonna be real. World class just gets dashed around these days.
Agreed. To be fair, so you have to define it. If you're talking the best player in that position, I'm not saying Jesus is that.
I would,
World class.
I think what people think is world class is what is actually just different class. So you're very good amongst your group.
No, he's not world class. But
maybe not. Yeah,
I think for the formation and the type of sort of setup that we're going to have and we're going to use.
But Lee, you're saying that, you know, you're linked. Yeah, it's all well and good being linked to these guys. You've got to get them in. With all due respect, until you get them in, it's not done.
We've been linked to Jesus. We're getting him. We've been linked to Tielemans. We're getting him. We'll be linked
to that confident. You're getting both of those.
If buts and maybes.
Exactly.
Man, them fell medicals. I've seen it with my own eyes.
You could get
I've already done his advertisement. I've seen it.
So you don't think we're going to get Jesus?
I do think
you're going to get Jesus.
But until these days, I have trust issues. Because I've seen man in my kit doing an advertisement, and all of a sudden,
I think Drake's new album might be out tonight. You know, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That's a mad thing.
It's crazy. I'm gonna check that. But the Jesus one, Lee, I think you're gonna get
until I see this.
Yeah, I'm going on the premise that obviously these players are signing, isn't it? So if these players sign, obviously, like, this is what I'm going off. I'm going up. We're going to get the 3 players that we've been linked to: Vieira, Tielemans, and definitely Jesus. That automatically improves our team. Last season, we had Lacazette up front. Now, I'm not going to lie. Lacazette is like playing with 10 men. So automatically, we're scoring at least 10 more goals. Automatically.
By the way, sorry, Goodney, just to interrupt you, bro. Lacazette is going to score more goals than anyone who plays up front this season for Leon than anyone who plays for Arsenal. Remember I said that?
No, you're crazy, man. You're crazy.
I'm not. That Farmers League is going to bang off, but you know what I'm saying? I don't see anyone in the Arsenal front line get more than 15.
The deep and I was just on a stream with Tobes as well, like, and obviously Dan Potts, and we were saying,
big up Tobes and Dan Potts, both good guys.
What I'm saying, what do I think the kind of sort of goal should be for Jesus? And he wants to come. He's deciding to come. He could have sat on the bench at Man City, or he could have been a rotational player for Man City, but he's wanting to prove that he is a number 9. He's taking the number 9 from Lacazette. He wants to get 20 goals. So that's what he needs to do. He needs to get 20 goals. That's what I'm saying. Everything's coming to a head now. There's no more excuses for Arteta. So
I think it's...
Do you know what? That's why Arteta's being clever, because the same way he's clearly told Jesus that, I heard he said the same to Zinchenko.
Yeah.
If you come to Arsenal, I believe in you in your preferred role as a centre mid. That he's saying, and this is look, and we spoke earlier about what makes players choose teams over others. If a manager is believing in you as a player and giving you that, I believe that Jesus one.
But it's all semantics as well.
Do you not need some more?
Like,
sorry, the names you were listing, Lee. I didn't hear any defenders though. No one defender.
Yeah, so did I think that the problem that and I was talking about this earlier on. I think I would take, if we could get another striker, an Osherman, or we can get a Tammy Abraham, or we
Linked
get
in
another
FC.
wide.
But that's another striker.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, have you seen the comment? Have you seen the comment?
Man, could you linked in
You know what?
It's the way he actually looked down at it. When he said
I ain't even, you know what? The people in the chat, yeah, they're just bare haters, isn't it? Because when I come true and I come in clutch, I've been saying from the end of the season with George. I've been saying
make sure you bookmark this, because he said with Chester finishing third, and like Ladimus is saying, and I was going to say the same thing, like Prime is saying. What makes you think that other teams ain't going to improve? Tottenham will improve, Chelsea will improve, all the other teams will improve.
You might not deep in that.
You know the joke of it is, yeah. You know the joke of it is.
Stop
let
it.
him
Stop
talk,
it.
man.
Let him talk.
I'm going to start net spend FC, Mon. So calm down, brother.
I genuinely believe, yeah, that Arsenal are going to get top 4 by rule of thumb. Even like it's going to be like everyone else is going to drop out and we're going to get it, because I think Tottenham are going to have real distractions. I think Liverpool are going to fall off. I think the only team that have genuinely gone forward is Man City. That's it.
But you're just hoping. There's no
You're saying for me for?
You're just hoping that this happens. But if you look over the last couple, I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe it.
You're telling me my team's gonna fall off.
No. But I'm saying,
well, from being the best in the world, you might.
Yeah. From the level you're at, you now decline. No matter what you say, even if you lose one player, you lost one player with Mane. Nunes ain't that same level, so you've definitely gone down. No,
but they've got options though. You got to remember they have got options.
As I said, I'm not a fan of Nunes. I will say that from now. I'm not one of the man them hyping up Nunes. I'm not a fan of him. But what I will do is I'm gonna back him, because my manager, you get it, he's chosen him for a reason. There must be something in there. There must
to get that money as well. That's a fair point.
Yeah,
to get that money, he must believe in something.
Must have something in the tank, innit?
On stream, I ain't said too much about Nunes, but personally, I feel like that's a straight panic buy. I think you saw Haaland, and I feel like you bought him because of that, and you got robbed.
For commercial reasons.
No. They saw Haaland, and then they're just like, we need to respond.
Commercial, or do you think also they've? Because I don't know. Look, I'll be honest. I want to slander Liverpool at every single fucking attempt. Trust me. Yeah, I don't like the club, right? But I can rate Klopp and I can rate his scouting system. I don't rate their board one little bit, yeah? So for Klopp and his scouting team to get that board to spend that much money, and generally the fact that Klopp doesn't get it wrong too much, I'm thinking, do you know what? And you know what? I might be doing this just to walk on, just ultimately to leave no receipts whatsoever, yeah? But I just think there must be something Klopp has seen to get that board to reach in their pockets and pay 80 million. There must be something that Klopp thinks I can work with that. There must be. Look, otherwise, it's 8 million. His job's on the line.
Nunes signing at all, and the joke of it is, neither are Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans are still kind of begging and trying to pretend that this guy's a world beater. He ain't that guy.
No. You know what? Liverpool fans ain't really been doing that. To be fair, they've been quite level-headed.
Some have.
Nunes has split the fan base, because you got fans like me. You don't rate him, bro.
Monsu Sam. What is it?
I'll be honest with you. Can I just throw it out there? And this is really controversial, but because Liverpool's fan base is split, there's like three areas of Liverpool's fan base. There's the Scouse fan base, there's the London non-Scouse fan base, and then there's the worldwide fan base. If I'm being honest, the England non-Scouse fan base are not rating the Nunes signing. The rest of the Liverpool fan base are.
Let me tell you,
but that's because they believe in anything that Klopp does. As I said, there are certain areas of my fan base where they'll sell Trent tomorrow and find a way to make it positive.
Yeah, look. Two things, yeah. The first thing is, and Drift knows, because I can call him out, because he knows that it's all love always. Drifty tried to compare man like Nunes to Haaland. He did. I can't believe
there's nothing. But Drifty's not here though. So, but we know that there's Liverpool man that rate. There's Liverpool man that are saying Nunes is going to outscore Haaland. Percy, I think neither of them score over 15 goals. I think they start touching 30 marks next season. Percy does that when he even hit them numbers. Not in my opinion. If he does, Prove me wrong,
Man,
please.
them are rating Nunes like he is godsend. My other point I'm going to say to you is, genuinely speaking, people go on like Klopp can't make mistakes. People can't go on like Klopp can't get that wrong. He bought Naby Keita. He's washed. I'm sorry.
Naby Keita is not washed. He's
not washed.
He's not been fantastic, but he ain't washed.
Man took the number 8. Yeah, if you're taking the number 8,
but I just want you to show. You see, but Gunali, you see this honesty that you're showing my club in Liverpool. I've got no problems with it because I know where my club's at, and I know, apart from City, everyone would wish to be in my position.
Yeah.
What else?
Can I ask Gunali a few questions? Can I break down, because he said top 3? I want to break it down and just
can I just finish this point?
Yeah. Sorry, go.
Fire away. I just think with this honesty that you're showing me, please show this honesty with your own club and give up this third thing.
That's what I'm going to get into, because I'm just, as you see. So Lee, I was going to say, to get into the top 4, typically you need a guy that's going to get you 20 goals. Where are your 20 goals coming from?
And they coming from? Literally just said it on stream.
Yeah.
My thing is, the problem with Jesus is, has he done it? I think he's got one season where he got 13 or one season where he got 15 goals. I just think if he's coming to Arsenal, he's coming to prove a point, and he has to get 20 goals like that. I'm setting him this target. This is what I'm setting him this target. He needs to get it, and I'm assuming that he will get it. Obviously, again, I'm saying that we're getting top 4 on the premise that we're getting the signings that we're going to get. Of course, if we don't sign nobody, we're even getting 8th, because Aston Villa are coming up. You lot will make signings, definitely. They might not be the guys you've mentioned, but you will make signings. Of course, you will. Listen, Vieira's booked and done. Tielemans is booked and done. Jesus is booked and done. Like, whether they're in the shirt right now, they're coming like 100%. Okay. I just think it's got to be someone like Osimhen, and then obviously whoever we sell, I think we will then obviously have to get another left back or right back or full back or whatever. But
the other thing is your defense needs to mature massively.
Exactly, and that was going to be my next thing. You need to typically keep more. Well, not typically. You need to keep more clean sheets. You went from having the 4th best defense to the 8th, so your defense needs to get better. What are you saying there? What's going to happen there?
Yeah, and again, like as I said, like last season, I think we only conceded 1 goal from a corner. Like, I think we had the best set piece defensive record in the Premier League, or one of the best. So, like, again, the fact that we're now adding Saliba, who is a good centre back, like he's coming, but he's I don't want no more young players. I just want more experience and quality. That's what we need. And I just think, for me, I feel like the whole Europa League thing is actually going to work in our favour. The fact that we ain't got to be pressuring about all of this, like playing Champions League, we can have another year for them to develop. 100%, and they're going to get. Well,
you got to travel Thursday, Sunday. Your squad's still traveling, though.
You're traveling to the further
places. Exactly, you got. I don't know why you're saying it's gonna. It's still
ganking them, man. Azerbaijan,
exactly. It's overhyped, because all of these players ain't playing.
They're gonna travel with the squad though. More often than not, they're gonna travel because they will, man. They will.
3 years ago, when we was in Europa League, the season when Saka broke through, we were taking all youngsters and just playing them. That's all we did in the group stage. We took all youngsters and we played. Hence why Saka came through, and hence why Reece Nelson was coming through. These are the players that we're playing. We weren't playing no 4 first teamers. I'm telling you,
I guarantee you, when you go to these teams, when you go to these away games, you're going to take your full squad, 100%. There's no way you leave the big boys out, especially when the points are in the bag first. No way. Maybe
you lot aren't finishing in the top 4, so Europa League is your best shot.
Exactly, it's a Champions League spot if you win it. So there's no way you're not going to. Yeah, if you qualified after the first 3 or 4 games, cool. You'll then rest, but there's no way you don't take the squad to get the points on the board.
I'll tell you now as well. I can tell you now. There is no Arsenal fan in the world that is going to accept 8th, 5th, and then 5th or 6th again. He needs to get top 4. So the pressure is on. Either he gets top 4 or he's gone. So either way, one is going to.
What if he has a good run in like now, where you just don't, you just miss it? Everyone else is improved.
He needs to get top 4, 3rd for me, because 3rd's up for grabs. No, there is no clear favorite for me. I know, like, people on this brown nosing and loving off Spurs, but I'm like, why? What? Spurs are washed as well. Like, they're not a good team. They're not good.
Spurs aren't washed right now, bro. They have their moments where they can be very washed, but now there's not one of them.
There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype on Spurs.
You said my team's gonna fall off, so I don't know.
No. I did say
I can't protect you, Patrick. I can't even protect you, G.
Talking of Spurs being washed. if Spurs are washed, Lee, you're my brother, but you know them clean sheets. You need to go and get your sheets clean, bro, because you came 8th. So
we wet the bed. But again, I'm putting a lot of that. Yeah,
wet the bed, man.
Hear what I'm saying though. Since Arteta came in,
shit it to be fair.
Are you Arteta in? Are you Arteta in?
You see my thing with the whole Arteta in the heart. I'm not trying to get involved because he's signed a new contract. So I think that's petty. Like for me, like the whole thing about I'm not trying to get on this whole Nketiah thing. I think it's not a bad signing. I'm not against it. All I'm saying is,
I'll give you a better question then. Is Arteta the man to take you forward?
Arteta's the man to take us forward.
Is he a pillar? Is he a pillar where you sack him once you got the decent squad in and then you go for someone elite, or is he the man to take you to the promised land?
That's exactly that. He's the man to take us forward. He's not going to win us the major trophies. That's literally that.
Define promised land.
Is that so? But with Arteta, you're getting top 4. That's what you basically said to us, isn't it?
Yeah, you basically just have Oli with VO5 and wears a bit more leather.
Because for me, when Arsenal gave him that contract before the season was even over and before you'd even secure top 4, that showed us where your ambition is and exactly where. So I don't know, man. It's ambition.
Again, I think that's just like mad. Like it's not immature, but like when you look at the broader things, yeah, I'm looking at it like, all right, my man's got a new contract. The reason why he's got a new contract is because they're trying to show faith in the manager. The other point is, we're not trying to be Man United. We're Man United players are running this club. What will happen is if we don't, the players like Saliba, there's some of the other players, they will come in and they'll be like, you know what? What's going to happen is, we don't trust Arteta. Let's start downing tools. Let's start doing this. Let's start to try and get him out. At the club, everybody knows who's the boss. No matter what you think of him, no matter what you want to say about him, everybody knows that if you don't pull your socks up, you're out the door because who's the boss? Arteta's the boss. I don't care. So for me, I'm a school teacher. I'm a class teacher. No matter what you say, I'm a school teacher, and in my class, I make the final rules. If you don't like it, go. That's it. It's simple. I'll chuck you out.
So, but you say that, but it's not. You've also got to be able to manage players, and you've got to be able to manage different players and egos, and so far he's shown that he's not capable to do that.
On the idea of the contract, giving him the contract at the end of the season. When that just shows who is going to be here. So if you don't, Pepe is a perfect example. Pepe, when he comes on, he's oxymoron. Sometimes he plays well, sometimes he doesn't play well. Sometimes he comes on the pitch, he doesn't track back, and he's always almost going to be the one conceding goals for us. For me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, do you know what? Look at the same thing with Aubameyang as well. These men are coming in and trying to rule the club. The same problem Man United have is the same problem that we don't want to have. So at least you can't say that Arteta's some waste man. Yeah, like he's getting man telling him this, getting in that. That's not what's happening. That is not it. The other thing I'm going to say to you, as I said to you, he's brought in his defenders, he's brought in his midfielders now, and now this first season is the season that he's brought in his strikers. I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? Let's see what he does, and I think he's going to do a lot better than people say. People are on this Man United, Ten Hag, he might do this. Yesterday I was on a stream. Man were telling me with Daps, like Man United might be a dark horse. I'm like, what are people smoking?
That might have been me, you know. That might have been me, though.
People always going to say that, but no, I
wasn't saying that. I was playing devil's advocate. I was saying that it might not.
No. I think who was it that said it? I think it wasn't Dor. Who said it?
It might have been me.
Until we see,
as a host, I like playing devil's advocate.
I would say, with all due respect, forget Man United for now because we need to see what they like, who they bring in. It's a new manager. They've completely got out that team. They've let 5 or 6 go already. I wouldn't really put Man United in the conversation
Patrick,
right now.
That's the same with everyone. If we're being honest. Darwin Núñez might prove us all wrong. Haaland might have an awful season. Arsenal might go and pull a few more signings out the bag. You might get no one else. And
yeah. It's
until the transfer window starts, it's all
Conte hype. Conte.
Yeah. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Damn, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Young Jeezy in the building. Listen, there is so much hype.
Sorry, carry on, bro.
Months, there's too much hype on this stream. My brother, Young Jeezy, lad in the five. My bro. But I'm gonna drop out and let you, man, because this panel will go on for 8 hours. And
you can't. 10 more minutes max.
Patrick, you told me the other day. You told me the other day, Patrick.
I'm actually trying to go to bed, but this is.
I know it's late, but let's just have the
I
final.
got 5 minutes.
I'm going to drop out and I'm going to let this go.
That's love, bro.
In a bit, man.
Love everyone in the comments.
Save. Let's hear what Prime's got to say, man.
Yeah,
let's hear what Prime's got to say.
Half 12, we're out.
Yeah. Prime, is he? Oh, he's frozen.
Arsenal are going to have the worst season out of Chelsea, United, Spurs. Like, yeah. Like, I hear what you're saying about Spurs. I don't believe in the whole Conte hype either, but they've got a better squad than you. United is going to be interesting with Ten Hag because a lot of people are underestimating them, and the true quality of their squad was not represented last season. They're nowhere near that bad.
Oh my
That's
God.
all.
What is going
Whether or
on?
not you believe Liverpool will be up. What?
Huh?
Why are we talking about?
Oh, sorry. No, I thought it froze. I'm saying, look at this comment from Aiden. Prime looks like he's got the machine.
No, I'm just going through it. Whether or not you believe Liverpool will be up there challenging is a different discussion. But like Liverpool, no matter how bad Liverpool could be, they're not going to be dropped into a top 4 race. And Chelsea, I think next season will be interesting for us, but I still think we'll finish top 4 because we've just got a better manager and we just know how to get through it. I think with Arsenal, like you're asking for a lot to compete in the Europa League and go far, because you should go far based on your squad anyway. I don't think Arteta's not one of the top managers in the league. If you guys start off badly, which you guys very well could, things could get very heated. Maybe he can sack, or even if he keeps his job, you guys could still end up finishing like 7th, 8th.
Chelsea at this current moment in time have pretty much no centre backs. You're linked to De Ligt. You have no strikers. You have an aging Kante, and you have no backup to your left back or your right back. So can you explain to me how you're going to you're telling me you basically have to buy about 7 players to come into your first team. When you do, they all have to hit the ground. You have to have all hits, no misses. They all have to gel. And you have to add on the fact that you've got Tomfoolery Tommy up front as your manager, that clown, who's got away with murder last season. Yeah, when he was making all these stupid.
Wait, hold on. Wait. 2 goals a clown. Okay.
He's Tomfoolery Tommy. Yeah, he's Tomfoolery Tommy. Yeah, that's what I call him. Tomfoolery Tommy.
You know, Tuchel's won
that's what you call a Champions League winner. Wow. Okay.
I know, and he's won. He's bagged trophies.
Di Matteo won the Champions League. What are we saying?
Oh no, you can't.
Wenger didn't win a Champions League. It's peak. Anyway, continue.
You're proving my point. You know, you are.
I don't rate R9 highly. Continue.
Yeah, you're proving. Whoa. See, but this is what we're doing. Like, man, come on, man. I can't take this serious, man. Like, you're talking to me about Tomfoolery Tommy, telling me like he's the best man in sliced bread. Like, come on, man. Like,
that's not. I literally have not said that.
You're talking about Arsenal shit in the bed.
Gonna have the worst season. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, because like you can't talk about how bad everyone else is going to be and assume you're the only one that's going to improve. Like, I hate when fans do that. They solely focus on themselves being like, we get this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy, we'll be up there. But they forget the fact of the other teams can also improve.
Yeah, okay.
And other teams can also overtake.
What I'm saying is, if you look at the disparity of how much a team needs to improve, Chelsea have a huge amount of improvement to do because you've lost so many stalwarts and important players in your team. I think the fact that Liverpool have lost Mane, people don't understand how big that is. And again, I didn't say Liverpool are going to be dropping off. So I didn't say they're rubbish. I said that where they were at and where they're going to be, I genuinely believe that it's going to be a bit of a drop. And they're going to drop down because the player they've replaced him with isn't at that level. So clearly,
drop down to where? Drop down to where? Because they're not entering a top 4 race.
No, okay, but they're not going to get 94 points next season.
We weren't expected to get that.
Okay, but what does
We bought
the
Konate,
league might
man.
not be won by high 90s. If the league's more competitive, the points drop anyway. So again, like Prime was saying, it's so true. If all the teams improve, then obviously there's less points shared amongst the top two because everyone's taking points off each other. So
yeah, and also also you're saying Chelsea, like, we will drop down a level. Fine, that means we'll just drop down to the level of you guys then, and we'll still be better even if we're at your level, right?
That's why.
But no, you won't, because what makes you think you guys will act again? Like, Arsenal fans have because they played one game a week and they just about finished outside the top four. They've confused themselves to think that they're on this high level. You're not. Like, you guys struggled in the top four race playing one game a week, and you were favorites for the second half of the season. Like, Man United will not be as terrible as they were last season. Spurs, in my opinion, they were bad for three quarters of the season, and they still finished fourth.
What's going on here?
What?
Sorry, I said again.
Have Man United got some nudes on you? Why you keep brown nosing?
No, I'm talking about all the teams that are going to be in the conversation. Do you not listen?
Well, I don't know why you keep mentioning Man United. They're finished.
I've also mentioned Spurs, and I've also mentioned Chelsea. What do you want me to do?
I know.
Do you want to not talk? Do you not think Man United will be in the top four race?
No, they might be in like.
Do you not think Man United will be in top four race?
Top eight,
top 7, top 8. Oh well, fair enough then. Well, I think they'll be in there. So whatever. Like, all these teams will improve, and like the only way you'll enter and be comfortably finish in the top four is if you get a better manager. So unless you think Arteta is going to be sacked, or you think Arteta is the guy and he's one of the best managers in the league, then maybe you should preface and say that then.
What I will say, and I'm going to end. I'll end on that. Like two seasons ago, when Man United finished second, they were in a false position. Like the whole.
No, they weren't.
Oh my god! All right, then no worries, brother.
Well, hold on. Okay, fine. If that was a false position, and when you came on here, you said you'll finish top. When you came on here, you said you'll finish comfortably top 4 because of the other teams dropping off: Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea. So if Arsenal end this coming season, the 2022-2023 season, and you guys finish, say, 3rd, or you finish 2nd, that will only be because the other teams dropped off, and that will be a false position. Would you agree with that, Ben?
I have said that. Yeah, I said that other teams are going to drop off, and I think it's going to be a case of like.
But will you come on at the end of the season and say Arsenal finished 2nd or we finished 3rd, and it's a false position? Will you say it's a false position?
I can say it now.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You won't.
We deserve it. We've improved.
You won't.
I told you I was the guy.
No. Because
I said Liverpool was going to drop.
Hold on. You see what you've done? Did I once mention Arteta? I haven't mentioned his name once. I'm saying that other teams are dropping off, and I believe that Arsenal are going to capitalize on that. Not Arteta. I feel
but it has to be Arteta because he's the manager. The manager is the guy that has to rally the troops. He has to assemble the troops, put the lineups out. It's all down to the manager, as we know with all teams.
What makes you think you guys will capitalize? Because again, the season that just finished, United had their worst ever season. Spurs were. Am I allowed to mention United? Spurs were terrible for 3/4 of the season, and Chelsea were dog awful for the second half of the season, and we also finished in the top 4. So what makes you think you'll capitalize when you couldn't capitalize last season when you didn't have Europe? And now you have Europe to contend with.
You know what the beautiful thing about sports is? You update your resume. So last season was last season, and I've explained to you we didn't have a striker, a massive issue. The striker problem was Arteta's issue because he decided not to do that. Yeah, so I'm not absolving.
You didn't have a striker. Man United don't have a defense. Chelsea didn't have wing backs. Chelsea don't even have a strike force. So if you're using your context, Chelsea don't have a strike force, and we didn't have wing back for 3/4 of the season. Can I use the context of if we get wing backs and we get a strike force, then we're not entering this conversation? Can I use the context of if Man United get an improved defense, they're not entering the conversation? Can I use the context of a full season with Conte, Spurs are not entering the conversation with you guys? Can I use that context?
Do you see the difference of what you're doing? You spent 100 million on a striker, so you do have a striker. But for whatever
we don't, because we clearly don't. You have Lacazette, and you spent how much on him ages ago? Like, that's my point. I'm saying if you're saying you don't have this, we also don't have those things. Like, don't use the context for your team, but you're not going to apply context for anything else. Like, what you're doing, I get it. You're a fan, you love your club, yada yada yada. But if you're not going to add sense into what you're saying, then whatever.
guys, as much as I want you guys to keep going on,
yeah.
We're gonna end it there. I think we're gonna, as I said, Aiden wants a big six-pants hot take series, which quite a good idea actually. I might give you a little percentage of that, Pablo. You know what I'm saying? Pablo, become a member, my bro, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, and I can give you a free membership. Actually,
we need to do a proper stream with this and talk about it properly because it's too late in the day. Yeah.
I'm literally, and no one clocks, but my eyes were drifting in it. So
yeah, it's late, man. It's late,
guys. Go and make sure you go and subscribe to Gunnar Lee. Subscribe to him. He just made his channel. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. I'll pop that link in the chat at some point in the comments as well. Subscribe to Patrick. He's been on the channel many a time. You don't know where to find him. Pablo, put his link in the comments now if you can do that for me, please. Latimus, you already know, channel regular. You already know where he's at. Guys, anything you guys want to say before we round it off?
Gunnar, are you on Twitter? Gunnar, you on Twitter? I'm looking on.
Yeah.
Gunnar Lee, just spelled the same way as this, yeah?
Hold on. When you're done, then when it cuts off in it,
yeah. Cool.
So again, it's been another episode of Big Six Bants. We will be back tomorrow for some Chelsea stuff. Yes, Chelsea content on Big Six Bants. You're finally going to see it. Road to 1,400 monetization here. Become a member. Do all of that stuff. We love the crowd. Like and subscribe as you see it there. Pablo's just put Patrick's channel in the bottom as well. Pablo, if you can also put Gunnar Lee's channel there, if you can find it for me, we could do that as well. And we'll see you in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching this back. Keep supporting, keep subscribing. Tell your mom, tell your auntie, tell your father, tell your sister, all of that good stuff. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the next one.